As you take a moment to tune in to your breath, feel the life that flows through you like a gentle stream in a sunlit glade. Inhale and let the air fill your lungs, imagining it as a warm embrace. Exhale softly, releasing any tensions or thoughts that cling like shadows. Allow yourself to settle into this space, a sanctuary of stillness where the present moment unfolds like the petals of a flower. It is here, in this serene pause, that we invite a story to take shape, a simple offering, drawn from the fabric of our everyday lives. It was a quiet afternoon, the kind that drapes the world in a soft glow, inviting stillness and reflection. The sun filtered through the kitchen window, casting dancing patterns upon the worn wooden countertop. For the moment, time seemed to slow, allowing the ordinary to breathe. Maya stood at the sink. The deep porcelain basin filled with warm, soapy water. The familiar rhythm of dishwashing was a dance, a sacred ritual performed in solitude. As she submerged her hands into the bubbly water, she felt the warmth envelop her fingers, the sensation a welcome contrast to the cool air in the room. She picked up a plate, its surface glazed with a constellation of remnants from lunch. With each gentle scrub, she brought her attention to the smooth texture of the dish, to the sound of the ceramic against the sponge, one soft, rhythmic swish at a time. The water whispered as it splashed, singing a low note that reverberated in the quiet of the afternoon. Maya leaned closer, inhaling the subtle scent of the dish soap, a mix of lemon and tranquility. It filled the space, mingling with the air around her, turning the mundane into something sacred. As she stood there, she noticed an inclination to drift away into thoughts, a list of tasks, the noise of the outside world, the worries that often crowded her mind. The key, but in that moment, she chose to stay. A key, she carved out a pocket of stillness, just for herself, focusing back on the plate. She noticed how the suds glimmered like tiny stars, reflecting the sunlight that streamed in. Each plate that emerged from the water was not just a plate. It became a canvas on which mindfulness was painted. She rinsed it under the faucet, feeling the water cascade over her fingertips, washing away the remnants of lunch as easily as it washed away distractions. Time swayed as she moved from plate to fork to mug. Each item spoke to her, fork with a gentle curve, a mug that held the warmth of morning tea. In that moment of presence, they were not just utensils. They were tokens of life lived, each with its own story of nourishment and warmth shared around the table. Each clink of porcelain, each splash of water became a mantra, a gentle reminder to remain anchored in the now. She was not just washing dishes, she was dancing with mindfulness, discovering depth in the simplicity of the task at hand. With each passing moment, her surroundings faded away, and there was only the sound of water and the touch of warmth. In a fleeting moment, she glanced outside. The garden was vibrant, a tapestry of colors painted by the hands of time. She noticed a single butterfly flit from flower to flower, its delicate wings moving with a grace that drew her attention. For just a heartbeat, the fleeting nature of life fell into perspective, each moment as brief and beautiful as the flutter of those wings. Returning her focus to the sink, Maya took a breath, noticing the air filling her lungs once more. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for the mundane, for the heartbeats drumming steady in her chest, for the sacredness of simple tasks performed with love. The dishes began to shine, their surfaces reflecting not only the sunlight, but her willingness to be present, to engage fully with the now. With each passing dish, she began to rise, buoyed on a wave of awareness. She watched her thoughts like clouds passing across the sky of her mind, some dark, some light, without judgment, simply observing. This too shall pass, she thought, as she allowed unhelpful worries to drift away. Much like the soap bubbles that floated gently upward before disappearing, the last dish emerged from the warm wash, a glistening finish illuminating the small kitchen. Maya placed it carefully on the drying rack, each movement mindful and intentional, as though planting seeds of peace into the ground of her soul. She stepped back, surveying her work, the small mountain of clean dishes, sparkling like fresh snow on a bright morning. In that moment of completion, she felt a wave of contentment wash over her. It was not in the act of finishing that she found peace, but in every loving moment spent in the process. In each pulse of breath woven into the fabric of her day, Maya began to dry her hands on a towel, feeling the soft cotton against her skin. A gentle reminder to embrace the texture of life, both the smooth and the rough. As she folded the towel, she recalled the butterfly, that fleeting beauty, dancing through the air, and a knowing settled in. Just like those delicate wings, life was ephemeral, yet profoundly rich in its simplicity. With a quiet heart, Maya made her way to the window, looking out at the garden once more. The butterfly was gone, but the flowers continued to sway gently in the breeze, a soft undulation that echoed the rhythm of her breath. In this moment, she understood the truth of being present amidst the chaos, amidst the stillness. There was beauty to be found everywhere as you step back from this humble tale of washing dishes. Let it remind you of the beauty that lies in every ordinary moment. Each task, each breath is an opportunity to anchor yourself in the now. In the simple act of being, we find our place in the fabric of existence. This sense of presence with you, just as Maya did, allowing the whispers of water and light to guide you home to your heart, to your breath, to the unending grace of simply being. As the first rays of dawn spill softly across your space, take a moment to pause. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, the way it invites you further into this moment. Allow the stillness to wrap around you like a warm blanket. It's tranquility. There is a sacredness that beckons. The world outside stirs slowly, but here you are invited to witness the beauty of simplicity. Here you can learn to listen to the whispers of your heart, to the subtle unfolding of time, and to the quiet dance of life that takes place in each breath. Let your thoughts settle like leaves upon a still pond, and open yourself to the flow of an ordinary morning dot in a cozy kitchen. Warmed by the embrace of early sunlight, a kettle hums quietly as water heats for tea. Each soft note resonates through the air, reminding you of the simple pleasures that lie in your daily routines. The aroma of jasmine begins to unfurl, wafting gently like a sigh through the small space, inviting you to savor the moment. You find your way to the sink, its porcelain surface like a canvas awaiting the strokes of your hands. Here you are greeted by a pile of dishes, remnants of yesterday's laughter, meals shared, and stories told, evidence of life well lived. As you fill the sink with warm water, watch the bubbles form and float to the surface, delicate and fleeting. It's just like thoughts that arise in the quiet of your mind. The water is inviting, gentle warmth embracing your skin as you slide your hands into the ebb and flow of the suds. Each dish tells its own story. The sturdy plate from last night's dinner, the chipped mug cradled in your hands since your grandmother gifted it to you, the fork that has danced through countless meals. You take a breath, feeling the texture of the dishes beneath your fingertips. Each vessel a connection to moments cherished. The first plate slips from your hands and splashes into the water, sending ripples dancing outward. You notice the sound, the soft plop-coing in the stillness. It draws your attention, inviting you deeper into this ritual. As you wash, the resistance of the food residue meets the warmth of the water, and you begin to feel the dance of tension and release. Rinse, scrub, rinse. Each motion becomes a rhythm, a mantra. The spongy texture of the scrubber glides over the surface of the dishes, and with it, thoughts begin to emerge. You might think of the plans you've made, the uncertainties that flutter at the edges of your consciousness. Instead of pushing them away, you observe them, feel their presence like the bubbles that surface and pop, each one leaving a trace behind. You breathe into them as you move from one plate to the next. You notice your body, the way your muscles engage and relax, the subtle sway of your hips as you shift your weight. Feel the groundedness of your feet pressing into the cool floor, rooted in this moment. The world outside might rush by, but here in your kitchen, time stretches, expands, and somehow pauses. The kettle begins to whistle, its song piercing softly through your reverie. You turn, a tender warmth spreading through your heart as you switch off the burner. The moment is perfectly punctuated, an invitation to savor the chaos within the stillness. You poured the steaming tea into your favorite mug, the chipped one, with its stories and characters, its history etched in every imperfection. Heat radiates from the porcelain close to your palms, a transfer of warmth connecting you to the present. You bring the cup to your lips and inhale deeply, a fragrant steam mingling with the jasmine sweetness, the comforting scent wrapping around you lightly, reminiscent of cooked rice, of home, of childlike joy. As the tea touches your lips, the warmth envelops you, and you feel a gentle suffusion of gratitude rise within. You bring the cup back to the sink, and with the plates now resting on a drying rack, you intend to place it down, but in that moment, you pause. Instead of completing the act, you linger for a heartbeat longer, eyes fixed on the quiet glow of sunshine inching through the window, illuminating the dust that dances in the air. Each speck a story, a fragment of the past, each one glistening like the potential of a new day. A moment stretches out, held between longing and contentment. Your heart echoes with the hum of the moment, and you breathe it in, embracing the vibrancy of life. Reflection weaves through your mind, a warmth nudging you toward understanding. Perhaps this is enough, you ponder. Here in this small space, within this ordinary task, lies the essence of everything, the tenderness of being. The moment invites you to notice the simple joys of chirping bird heralding the dawn, the soft rustle of leaves whispering secrets to the breeze, the way light shifts across the walls as the sun rises higher. You sense the texture of your breath, deep, full, alive. To realize that every time you immerse yourself in the mundane, you discover the sacred threads of your presence. And so, reflecting on the quiet labor of washing dishes, your heart swells with an understanding that this practice of slowing down, of being present, is akin to mastering the art of life. The rhythm of the water, the warmth of tea, the narratives of each dish, these are the gentle reminders of what it means to be human, to be vulnerable, to love. The scent of jasmine lingers, and you know you can carry this with you, the peace, born from a single cup of tea in a sink filled with warm water, as you stand amidst the stillness of your kitchen. Allow yourself to sit with this moment just a little longer. In the spaces between thoughts, in the flow of life, peace awaits. Each breath is a gentle reminder of your place in this unfolding tapestry. You are part of the dance of the world, and as you carry this awareness into your day, remember, there's beauty in the ordinary when you choose to embrace it fully. Grounded and serene, you step forward, ready to meet life with an open heart. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath, allowing the air to fill your lungs. Feel the rise and fall of your chest, a gentle reminder of your presence here and now. Let your shoulders soften as the world outside begins to fade, making room for the stillness within. Notice how the space around you welcomes you, silent, unhurried, embracing. Together, let us embark on a journey that unfolds at the rhythm of your own heartbeat, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary in the tapestry of mindfulness. Imagine a quiet afternoon where the sky is a canvas of gray, its clouds heavy with promise. You find yourself in a simple kitchen, the late sun filtering through the window, illuminating the gentle swirls of dust dancing in the air. It's a sanctuary of sorts, a space where the cacophony of the world subsides, and all that exists is the alluring quietude awaiting you as you stand at the sink. The warm water cascades from the faucet, a gentle torrent cascading over your hands as you immerse them in the soothing embrace of warmth. With each droplet, feel the soft caress upon your skin, a reminder of life's small joys. You take a moment to breathe deeply, inhaling the clean scent of the dish soap. Sharp yet comforting, a fragrance infused with the memories of home-cooked meals and friendly gatherings. The dishes before you reflect the story of the day faded. Floral patterns on plates, remnants of laughter and shared moments, some draped in the remnants of sundry meals, a testament to nourishment shared. With a sponge in hand, you tilt the first plate toward the light, observing the way the water clings, tiny beads gathering and glistening, momentarily suspended before surrendering to gravity, spiraling down to join the others in the basin. As you begin to scrub, the rhythmic motion becomes a form of meditation. Each circle you trace is a momentary journey, a dance of intention. Notice how the sponge glides over the china, the texture of the plate beneath it a smooth expanse. A dash of warmth lingering just beneath the surface, echoing the essence of those who have gathered before you, their hearts woven into the fabric of family meals. You listen now, truly listen to the sound that envelopes you, the gentle splash of water, the melody of a distant bird calling from the trees outside, the subtle rustling of leaves stirred by a soft breeze. Each sound harmonizes in a soothing chorus, echoing the cadence of your breath, slowing the relentless march of time. You feel the weight of distractions lighten, falling away like the bubbles that rise and pop in the soapy water, liberating you into this moment. Letting go of judgment, you watch as bits of food float to the surface, watching white specks drifting, disappearing, much like fleeting thoughts. They come, they linger, and they leave. And so too, you can allow your thoughts to wander. Feel the gratitude for the nourishment each meal has brought, and with it, the ability to wash the past away, rediscovering the simplicity of the now. Continuing your work, you move to the next dish, an earthy clay bowl, the texture of its surface familiar under your fingertips. You can feel the weight of it, grounding you more fully in this now. It tells stories of family recipes, vibrant gatherings, laughter echoing like music. As you scrub, you notice not just the grime, but the history. It's a connection, the life that nourishes the soul. Savor the sensation of the water as it drizzles over your wrist, cool yet somehow revitalizing, sending a gentle shiver up your arm, awakening the senses. Each movement becomes deliberate, your body swaying slightly as the rhythm of washing draws you deeper into the moment. A keen awareness unfolds like a flower blooming in your mind, revealing the beauty nestled within the ordinary. You take a moment to look out the window. The rain has begun to fall, gentle patters growing into a magnificent symphony playing on rooftops, sidewalks, whispering through the leaves. Each droplet falls, a fleeting moment in time, merging effortlessly into pools on the ground. Each drop, a reminder of life's continuity, a mirror to your own gentle spirals of thought. As they ebb and flow like waves against the shore of your consciousness, you feel the warmth on your back from the sun that still fights to claim its space amidst the gray. Here you are alive, present in the here and now, the water flowing, the dish in your hands, the rain softening the edges of the world outside, a delicate fusion of warmth and coolness, comfort and renewal. With the final dish rinsed clean, you hang the dishcloth to dry, a still life completed. As you step back, take a moment to appreciate the quiet gleam of the plates, the glistening silverware, a testament to your presence and care. You look around your small sanctuary, imbued with your gratitude, the serenity of simplicity washing over you, and in this quiet interlude, you realize you are not just cleaning dishes. You are participating in life, savoring each moment, connecting deeply with the rhythm of existence. The mundane transcends the ordinary, intertwining past and present, wrapping around your heart like a gentle embrace as the rain continues its soft dance against the window. The world outside feels distant, blurred, yet inviting. You can hear the faint sound of the wind weaving through the branches, a gentle reminder of resilience, of transformation. In the distance, the murmur of life goes on, but here, in this moment, within the confines of this kitchen, you are at peace in the stillness of this moment. Embrace the understanding that simplicity holds great wisdom. Let the cycle of washing and cleaning, of breathing and being, remind you that every ripple of kindness contributes to the tapestry of life. As you stand in this tranquility, carry the essence of this mindful encounter with you, and as you leave, remember that life, much like this raindrop, is a fleeting gift that invites you to fully immerse yourself in its beauty, just as it is. In this moment, settle deeply into your seat. Allow your breath to flow gently, like a soft breeze brushing past the leaves of a wise old tree. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the coolness of the air as you inhale, the warmth as you release it back into the world. With each breath, invite yourself to be here now, to listen to the subtle music of existence unfolding in this very minute. All is well as you embark on a journey through an ordinary day, where the extraordinary dwells within the simplicity of being dead. It is a quiet morning, and the kitchen is still cradled in the lingering embrace of night. The sun has not yet peaked over the horizon, but the promise of light is whispered among the shadows. Maria stands before the sink, warm water pouring slowly, filling the basin with a gentle, rhythmic sound, like a distant waterfall. The warmth of the steam rises to meet her face, embracing her in a cocoon of tranquility as she awakens to the day's first task. She lifts a plate, its surface glistening with remnants of last night's dinner, the memories of laughter and shared stories still echoing softly in her heart. The plate is cool to her touch, and as she dips it into the warm water, new sensation envelopes her fingertips, contrasting with the evening's memories. The soap bubbles dance like tiny orbs of joy, reflecting the early sun that will soon grace the world outside. Each bubble is a fleeting moment, alive for just a heartbeat before it pops and vanishes. A gentle reminder of the impermanence that weaves through all life as she reaches for a sponge. The texture is familiar, soft, and porous, absorbing the warmth of the water as it glides across the surface of the plate. Maria takes her time, breathing deeply, allowing each movement to flow like a stream, each stroke purposeful yet unhurried. She notices the sound of the water splashing. The soft patter is a whispering encouragement, urging her to remain rooted in the present. Her thoughts wander, drifting like autumn leaves in a gentle breeze. She reflects on the tasks ahead, the day that unfolds beyond the windows, filled with responsibilities and perhaps some uncertainty. Yet in this moment, as she scrubs the plate, there exists only the rhythms of her action, the fragrance of soap mingling with the air, and the sound of water, cascading an orchestra of the mundane playing a symphony of presence. A light tickle brushes against her wrist as the bubbles float gently away, capturing her attention. She pauses, watching as they drift toward the edge of the sink, and she feels a soft smile forming on her lips. The bubbles rise and fall, each one a tiny universe of delight, reflecting the bright morning light that gradually fills the room. She senses the warmth of sunlight breaking through the window, illuminating dust particles that sway gracefully in the air, swirling as they dance in the warmth. Her mind, often cluttered with worries, begins to settle as she immerses herself in this small moment of being. She notices the subtle aching in her back, a reminder of her reflections on the greater canvas of life. Here, at the sink, the ache transforms into a gentle pull, a grounding reminder of her body's presence and the importance of self-care within the whirlwind of her heart and mind. Each plate she washes is a stepping stone in this quiet ritual, connecting her to the present moment. The water turns cooler, and the sponge feels heavier, soaked with the remnants of her activity. Time seems to blur. There is no past or future, only now, made tangible through these plates that transform from dirty to clean with the sacredness of water, soap, and intention. She moves to a glass, its surface smooth and reflective. As she washes it, she catches a glimpse of herself in the glass's faint sheen. Here stands Maria, no roles, no labels, just a woman in her own kitchen, alive in this moment, curious and real. She can hear the faint melody of birds chirping outside, harmonizing with the gentle hum of the world awakening as she moves through her task. She allows herself to notice the sensations filling her body, the warmth of the water cradling her, hence the sound of her breath, the taste of anticipation mingling with gratitude for each simple blessing. Her eyes soften with understanding. Here lies the beauty of connection between the past echoed in these dishes and the future unfurling ahead of her. There is a sense of completion that arises with each item set aside, each echo of her life being transformed in this small act of love and care. As she rinses the last of the suds away, a small flood of clarity washes over her. She thinks about her beloved family, those who sat at the table, the ones to whom she has poured her heart out time and time again. In that moment, she realizes the dishes are not merely inanimate objects. They are vessels of connection, each one holding stories, laughter, the bonds that weave their lives together. With gratitude, she places the knuckling dish on the drying rack, a silent acknowledgement of the cycle of care that envelops her. Home. The kitchen is tranquil, and the sunlight spills in, painting everything with warmth. She catches her breath, feeling the subtle tension release from her shoulders. The ordinary and extraordinary meld into one, and all that exists is this life unfolding like petals of a flower in the soft embrace of morning. The rhythm of her heart begins to sync gently with the ebb and flow of the day, the inevitability of its unfolding. As Maria finishes her task, there is an unspoken promise that resides within her, promise of presence, of being alive in each moment, however fleeting. Maria steps back for a moment, taking in the stillness of the kitchen, the glistening dishes, the warmth of the light that seems to cradle her with care and comfort. In the quiet that follows, she understands that life's beauty lies not just in the grand gestures, but also in the quiet repetitions of everyday moments. Each breath, each action, is a reminder of the mosaic of life, a mosaic crafted from 1,000 ordinary moments, each one holding the possibility of connection and presence. And as she walks away, she carries with her the gentle grace of mindfulness, ready to embrace whatever the day may bring with a heart wide open and anchored in the here and now. In the quiet embrace of the morning, as the first rays of sunlight stretch across the horizon, let us settle into this moment together. Allow your breath to flow gently in and out, like the tides softly caressing the shore. Feel the weight of your body supported by the earth, a steadfast presence beneath you. As you become aware of the gentle rhythm of your breathing, let your mind come to rest on the here and now, where there are no rushes, no worries, only a sanctuary of stillness. Once upon a time, on a tranquil morning, a woman named Clara found herself in the simple yet sacred space, the kitchen sink. The dishes, remnants of last night's meal, waited patiently, like a gathering of long-forgotten stories. Their ceramic surfaces gleamed dully in the soft light, the remnants of curry and rice intermingling with the warm air. With a deep breath, Clara rolled up her sleeves, letting the fabric glide over her skin, a slight touch of cool causing her to shiver ever so slightly. As she turned on the tap, the water came alive, gushing forth in a gentle rush. Its sound, a melody that filled the room, a song of cleanliness and renewal. Clara paused for a moment, captivated by the iridescent dance of droplets splashing against a stainless steel basin. Each droplet sparkled like a tiny star before it melted away, leaving hardly a trace. Just like the thoughts that often flitted through her mind. With mindfulness as her companion, Clara began to wash the dishes. She lifted the first plate, feeling its coolness against her palm, and began to scrub. The sponge, soft and yielding, glided over the surface, removing leftover traces of yesterday's meal. She noticed the way the soap created a frothy layer, bubbles rising and popping like delicate whispers of joy. As she scrubbed, her mind wandered for a moment, an invitation to drift into the past. Thoughts of unfinished tasks loomed like shadows behind her eyelids, a reminder of days lost in the hustle of life. Yet, Clara gently nudged those thoughts aside, returning her focus to the sensations unfolding in the present. The warmth of the water spilled over her hands, soothing and inviting. As the aroma of the mild soap filled the air, a blend of freshness that uplifted her spirit, she immersed herself deeper into the rhythm of this simple task, finding the heartbeat of each action a delicate dance of creating cleanliness from chaos. The clattering sound of dishes being set down became a welcome percussion, harmonizing with the flow of water, composing a symphony only she could understand. Here, in this moment, there was no judgment, no rush. There was only the pure joy of being present. As she moved from one dish to the next, Clara began to notice the nuances, the way the sun filtered through the window, casting playful shadows against the wall, the soft hum of the refrigerator in the background, the distant chirping of birds celebrating the dawn outside. Each sound created a tapestry of life that enveloped her, reminding her of the beauty inherent in the ordinary. A teacup, chipped and worn, passed through her fingers. Clara held it tenderly, as though embracing a cherished friend. Memories nestled within its warm, wisps of laughter shared over tea, conversations that meandered like rivers in the afternoon sun. In washing this cup, she was not just cleaning. She was honoring the moments, the connections that had formed within its fragile curves. The water continued to flow, warm and inviting. She turned her attention back to the chore at hand, noting how her breath naturally synchronized with the rhythm of her scrubbing, deepening with the ebb and flow. Each plate, cup, and utensil passed through her hands as she surrendered to their weight. The purposefulness of the task, unfolding like a flower, blooming slowly in the warmth of the sun. In the midst of this mindful washing, Clara began to notice the thoughts that arose, worries about the future, to-do lists that spiraled out of control, the eternal dance of expectation and anxiety. Yet, rather than wrestling with them, she allowed them to float by like clouds in the sky, acknowledging their presence without clinging or pushing away. In this, she found a profound sense of relief, the burden of unease lightening as she surrendered to the moment before her. Each splash of water, each rhythm of her hands transformed into a gentle reminder of the beauty of being here now. Every soapy swirl became an invitation to explore the depths of her own tranquility, a wellspring of calm amidst the tumult of everyday life. And in this mindfulness, Clara discovered a refuge and oasis created by stillness. As she rinsed the final dish, a simple bowl, she found herself savoring the sensation of water cascading over her fingers, the way the light refracted through the droplets, creating tiny rainbows scattered across the tiled countertop. She let the moment linger, grateful for the way the mundane transformed into something sacred. It's an opportunity to connect with the essence of being live and aware. Finishing the last dish, she placed it on the drying rack, the water dripping away, a subtle reminder of impermanence in the flow of life. Standing back, Clara took in the scenic clean kitchen, radiant with light and the freshness that followed her attentiveness. She took a deep breath, holding the moment close before. The inevitable pull of the day began to beckon. In this task of washing dishes, Clara was not merely tending to their surface. She was nurturing a profound connection with herself and the world around her. As the last drops of water fell from her fingertips, she felt a quiet sense of peace wash over her heart. The ordinary had become extraordinary, a perfect stillness in the flow of life. In this awareness, she carried forward the lesson of presenza, reminder that within the hum of the mundane lies an everlasting invitation to breathe, to be, and to find beauty in the simplest of moments. Take a moment to settle into your body. Feel the ground beneath your feet and the air that gently moves around you, okay? As you breathe in, draw in the freshness of the moment, okay? With each exhale, let go of the weight of the day, okay? In this space, everything is exactly as it should be. The outside world fades into a soft murmur, allowing you to turn inward, embracing the quiet whispers of your own being. In this tranquility, we begin a simple journey, one that unfolds in the everyday rhythm of life. It was an ordinary evening when she found herself standing by the sink, water cascading from the tap in a steady stream. The sound was soothing, like the soft whispers of long-forgotten lullabies. As the water filled the basin, she smiled at the familiar sight of the evening dishes piled high, each one telling the story of a meal shared. Laughter echoed in moments, savored. Today, however, she decided to approach this routine with a new lens, one of gentle curiosity. With her hands immersed in the warm water, she felt the immediate comfort wrap around her. The sensation was welcoming, a gentle hug from the steamy embrace as she closed her eyes. The warmth enveloped her, coaxing her deeper into this moment, inviting her to feel rather than merely to do. She reached for the first Disha simple plate, adorned with the remnants of the day's dinner. Beneath her fingers, the slick surface reminded her of the beauty and simplicity. As she dipped the plate into the soapy water, the mixture of scents fresh lemon, a hint of sea salt brought forth the vivid tapestry of memories, sunlit days, laughter at the dining table, soup simmering on the stove. Each dish was a vessel of connection, and as she cleaned, she began to see beyond the mundane chore before her. Rubbing the sponge over the plate's surface, she noticed the soft scratching sound, a gentle whisper against porcelain, much like the rustle of leaves in the breeze outside. The sponge slipped and slid in her grasp, as though engaged in a dance of its own. Her hands moved in a rhythm, a tender choreography ingrained in muscle memory. Bubbles formed and floated to the surface, each one a tiny orb of light, catching glimmers of the kitchen's warm glow. As she rinsed the plate, the cool water cascaded over her fingers. It soothed her skin, refreshing and alive. She felt the small droplets pool at her wrists and fall like tiny crystals cascading down a mountain stream. In this simple act of washing, she found a moment of grace, an oasis amid her busy lightless space where time slowed and all of her worries began to soften with each dish that was cleaned. She became aware of her thoughts, the gentle stream of her mind, flowing in and out like waves on a shore. Thoughts of tomorrow's tasks and yesterday's worries drifted by, and she observed them as if they were clouds passing through a vast sky. There was no need to grasp or chase these thoughts. She simply let them flow as she moved through the rhythm of her task. She rubbed the sponge over a mug now, feeling its familiar curves beneath her fingertips. The mug, once filled with morning coffee, had seen her through many quiet mornings. She reflected on how each sip brought warmth and comfort, how those early hours of stillness set the tone for her day. As she scrubbed, she envisioned each memory, permeating the suds, connecting her past to the present. Sometimes we caught herself rushing, her thoughts hurrying ahead to to the next task. But then she would pause, taking a deeper breath. This was not merely washing dishes. This was a practice of presence. It was in the gentle scrubbing, the flowing water, that she remembered the importance of slowing down, even amidst the simplest of tasks. Life was here, now, in the bubbles and the warmth. The sound of the water continued to flow, a gentle white noise that filled the air, cradling her in its embrace. She felt the lightness of the bubbles pop against her skin, a playful reminder to savor this moment, the task at hand. The warmth enveloping her like a soft blanket, the gentle rhythm of breath harmonizing with the flow of water. As she placed the last clean dish on the drying rack, she admired the way it stood, gleaming like a beacon of accomplishment. She brought her hands to her heart, a newfound awareness blooming within her. In this quiet routine, she had tapped into a deep reservoir of gratitude, a recognition that such small, mundane tasks held the potential for profound connection, not only to herself, but to the world around her. With a final look at the sink, now tidy and serene in the gentle glow of the kitchen light, she felt a sense of completion. She had transformed her everyday experience into something sacred, a moment to treasure. The dishes, once just a pile of chores, now felt like sacred tokens of her daily journey. As she stepped away from the sink, the echoes of water and warmth lingered in her heart, proof that mindfulness could unfold in the simplest of acts. Every breath, every sound, every drop of water, she found beauty waiting to be embraced. And in this one small moment, she realized the extraordinary richness of being fully present. The evening air wrapped around her as she breathed deeply, carrying with her the quiet wisdom she had discovered amidst the soap bubbles and the stillness, a reminder that each moment holds the potential for grace, connection, and peace. Imagine for a moment that you are standing at the edge of a quiet pond, late afternoon sun casting a warm, golden hue upon the water surface. The gentle rustle of leaves above you whispers secrets of the day. Take a deep breath in, allowing the air to fill your lungs, and then slowly release it, letting each breath mark the rhythm of your being. Inhale peace, exhale tension. As you settle into this lovely moment, may you find a comfort in a space of stillness, where each sound and sensation invites you to dive deeper into your own experience. In a humble kitchen, a woman named Clara stood at the sink, surrounded by the comforting hum of everyday life. The light streamed through the window, casting playful reflections against the dishes piled high before her. Each plate and cup held remnants of a meal shared with loved ones, a tapestry of laughter just moments before, now dried and waiting for renewal. She turned on the tap, the warm water pouring forth with a soft, cradling sound, washing over her hands like a gentle embrace. The steam rose, intertwining with the sunlight, creating a shimmering veil around her. Clara noticed the way the water danced and glimmered, droplets cascading like tiny jewels with each dish she picked up. Clara found herself enveloped in the sensations surrounding her. The smooth ceramic of the plates, cool to the touch, the textured surfaces of glasses, rough around the edges where they had been lovingly used. As she placed the first plate in the water, she felt the warmth seep into her skin, grounding her, reminding her of the life that intertwined with these simple objects. She reached for the sponge. It surfaced dense and porous, and began to glide it over the plate. The rhythmic motion took on a meditative quality, each stroke a gentle reminder of presence. The soap bubbles swirled and expanded, floating effortlessly, catching the light before they burst in a playful splatter. Clara marveled at their evanescence, recognizing the beauty in transient moments, much like her own thoughts, drifting in and out of focus as she rinsed the plate. The sound of water splashing was a joyful symphony, the notes echoing in the quiet space of her kitchen. The water formed rivulets that caressed her fingers, cool yet soothing. With every drop that fell back into the sink, she felt as if she was washing away the busyness of her mind, letting thoughts ebb and flow like the gentle currents of a stream, softly gliding away into stillness. Her mind initially wandered, flitting from one thought to another, the tasks that lay ahead, the weight of obligations, the gentle reminder to remain present. Yet, as Clara returned her focus to the dish in hand, she could feel an anchor in the present moment, a soft place to settle. The act of washing became less a chore and more a sanctuary, a practice of awareness cultivated diligently amidst the clamor of daily life. Occasionally, she paused, allowing herself to observe the flow of water and the transformations happening before her eyes. The once soiled plates emerged pristine under her caring touch, a metaphor for something deeper. With each cleanse, she felt herself letting go of hidden worries, unspoken fears, and unexamined anxieties. They dissipated like steam rising from the hot water released into the air. Lightening her spirit, the warmth of the sun on her back became a gentle companion, its rays bridging the gap between the outside world and her inner landscape. Clara felt a sense of belonging, anchored to the home she created, a haven forged through simple acts of love and care. She recognized how each dish mirrored an experience, a meal infused with connection, a moment of joy shared. As she continued to wash, she turned her attention to her breathing. The rhythm flowed with the water, a gentle in and out, creating a natural cadence that blended with the life happening around her. The distant chirping of birds floated in, a reminder of the vibrant world beyond her kitchen, weaving a sense of harmony with her inner stillness. Time stretched and curled, unhurried. As she finally placed the last dish on the drying rack, a composed collection of glowing ceramics glistening amidst the soft light. For a moment, she stood still, hands dripping gently, relishing the calm that enveloped her, heart full of gratitude for the ordinary yet profound experience she had just participated in the kitchen. With the lingering scent of soap and warmth, Clara took a breath, blinked slowly, and allowed herself to simply be. She felt the grace of the moment, the ordinary made extraordinary through her presence, her awareness. Each sensation reverberated in her. The warmth of the sun, the earthy scent of soapy water, the faint echo of life beyond these walls. As Clara wiped her hands on a towel, kitchen transformed into a sacred space, no longer merely a room filled with dishes, but now a canvas of memories, sensations, and attentive moments. She smiled softly at the simple beauty of what had been created there today, at the art of mindfulness inherent in washing dishes, and the profound peace found in surrendering to the present. In that stillness, she knew, was the essence of life itself, an unfurling where every breath, every dish, and every moment unfolded into something rich and quietly magnificent. Imagine yourself in a quiet room where the world outside is gently swaying with the rhythm of the wind and a soft patter of rain. With each inhalation, draw in the freshness of the air as it swirls through the open window, and as you exhale, let go of any lingering thoughts or distractions. Next, allow yourself to settle into this moment, feeling the ground beneath your feet, the warmth of your breath, and the delicate sounds that envelop you. Here, in this sacred stillness, we will embark together on a journey of presence, exploring the art of mindful awareness in the simplicity of an everyday experience. There was a rainy afternoon when Sarah found herself at the kitchen sink. The world beyond the glass, infused with a muted gray. The rhythmic tapping of raindrops on the window created a soothing backdrop, like a gentle melody guiding her to fold her awareness into the present moment. The dishes waited patiently in the basin, their surfaces glistening with the remnants of meals shared, and laughter echoed as she turned on the warm water. The steam began to rise, wrapping around her like a comforting embrace, inviting her to step fully into this ordinary task. she noticed the sound of the water cascades, a soft gurgle, and the way it splashed against the dishes like a whispering friend. Sarah paused for a moment to take it all in, the warm mist, the faint scent of dish soap, and the rhythmic pulse of the rain, fingertips touching the cool porcelain of a plate. She felt its smoothness under her palm, a contrast to the warmth radiating from the soapy water. As she began to scrub, she embraced the sensation of the sponge gliding across the surface, tiny bubbles forming and bursting in a celebration of life. Each stroke became a meditation, an invitation to slow down and breathe deeply. With every dish she washed, memories were stirred, gatherings with family, the laughter of friends, swapping stories, and the satisfaction of nourishing connections. She allowed herself to relish these fleeting thoughts without clinging to them, feeling their warmth wash over her like sunlight breaking through clouds. The cycles of connection were like the persistent rain, nurturing the earth, each drop essential to the rhythm of coexistence. As she stood at the sink, the simple act of washing dishes transformed into a contemplative retreat. The world outside continued its dance, and she became aware of the sounds, the soft rustle of leaves, the occasional call of a bird seeking shelter, and the gentle pitter-patter of rain falling on the roof like an orchestra performing her very own symphony. Each sound pulled her deeper into the present, guiding her to fully inhabit this moment, where everything else faded into a soft blur. Amidst the immersion in this nourishing routine, thoughts began to drift in like passing clouds, concerns about yesterday's decisions, plans for tomorrow, the myriad tasks waiting impatiently on her to-do list. Yet, she watched them come and go with a gentle understanding, like raindrops colliding and merging before finding their way into the earth. It was okay to be human, to have thoughts that wandered beyond the gentle rhythm of her breath. But as she returned to the dishes, she felt a grounding presence, reminding her that each moment, each chosen stroke of the sponge afforded a unique opportunity to embrace stillness and peace. She began to explore the details, the way the soap foamed up like tiny clouds, the way the water sparkled in the light, and how each plate had a story. I passed immersed in love. Now and then she would pause to observe the water as it trickled down the sides of the sink, flowing effortlessly, carving its path, moving gracefully towards the drain. She felt a kinship with the water, the joy of surrendering to the natural ebb and flow of life. Embracing this fluidity, she understood that she too could let go of expectations, of judgments about her day, of the pressing urgency that often clouded her mind. With intention, she turned her focus to her breath. Inhaling deeply, she felt her chest expand, followed by a slow release, appreciating the gift of each moment spent at the sink. She felt a delicate connection to the rhythm of her breath, harmonizing with the rain, the universe's heartbeat aligning with her own. Breathing in, she reminded herself of the present, and breathing out, she let go of the heaviness of the past and future. As Sarah rinsed the last plate under the warm stream, she felt a deep sense of gratitude wash over her. The items, now clean and stacked neatly, they shone with renewed purpose, not just vessels, but vessels of memory, stories, and shared humanity. The rains outside, too, continued their soothing serenade, a reminder that even during storms, there was beauty in the present moment. Standing still for a moment, she gently placed her hands on the edge of the sink, her heart feeling light and full. She allowed herself to be enveloped by the stillness, breathing in nature's lullaby, surrendering to a sense of calm. Sarah savored the world around her, the coolness of the ceramic, the fading chill of the raindrops, and the warmth gathering in her heart, weaving a tapestry of tranquility. Life, she reflected, was an intricate dance of moments, each one precious and fleeting, inviting her to breathe in honor of their transience. And in that sacred space of awareness, she found comfort in simply being. In this ordinary task, she had woven a thread of mindfulness that connected her not only to herself, but to the wider web of existence. As she stood at the sink, having transformed the mundane into a mindful retreat, Sarah understood that every moment holds the capacity for stillness and presence. It is within the simplicity of washing dishes, amidst the soft cadence of raindrops, that she discovered an oasis of peace. In the silence between the raindrops, she found a gentle reminder that life too offers us spaces to breathe, to be, and to embrace the beauty of now. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs, and then gently exhale, releasing any tension or distractions. Notice the rhythm of your breath, the way it comes and goes, like the tide caressing the shore. Allow your body to rest comfortably, where you are, whether it's a quiet room or the bustle of a kitchen. As you listen, invite your senses to awaken, to become attuned to the subtle symphony of life unfolding around you. In this space, let us explore an everyday experience, allowing ourselves to find beauty in simplicity and stillness in action. It is a late afternoon. The sunlight filters softly through the kitchen window, casting a golden hue over the room. The gentle hum of the world outside drifts in, children playing in the distance. The faint rustling of leaves swaying in a warm breeze. You stand at the sink, facing a small mound of dishes, each one glistening with the residue of meals shared and laughter echoed as you place your hands under the cool stream of water. Feel its clarity, its delicious purity. It's the sound of water gushing fills the air, a soothing melody that whispers reminders of freshness and renewal. You notice how it cascades over the dishes, splashing gently, creating tiny droplets that refract the light like prisms, mirrored miniatures of the world. Outside, you pick up the first plated, simple white dinner plate, now speckled with remnants of pasta and sauce. As you begin to scrub its surface, take a moment to feel the texture of the sponge against the ceramic, the soft swish sound it makes, a rhythmic, comforting sound that invites you deeper into the moment. Notice how the warmth of your hands contrasts with the coolness of the plate, an interplay of sensations, inviting, yet grounding. Let thoughts rise and pass like clouds drifting across a boundless sky. There may be chatter inside your mind, echoes of tasks ahead, worries about tomorrow, or even the sweet remembrance of laughter shared over this very plate. Acknowledge these thoughts without judgment, like leaves gliding down a stream. They come and they go, while you remain anchored to the here and now as you move to the next dish. A brightly colored bowl, feel its rounded edges cradled in your fingers as you immerse it in the cool water. The sudsy bubbles gather like tiny pearls, dancing delightfully on the surface. Sudsy fragrances rise citrus and clean, brightening the air around you. Inhale deeply, inviting this simple aroma to fill your senses. Each breath a loving embrace of the present moment. You scrub gently, taking a moment to marvel at the simple beauty of this bowl of vessel that holds not just meals, but memories. Remember the family gatherings, the smiles, the stories shared. A smile warms your heart as you wash away the remnants of yesterday, fully aware that in this act lies a beautifully mundane meditation. In this mindfulness, your body sways slightly, moving with the gentle rhythm of the task. The water flows softly around your hands. The heat from the warm dishes seep into your fingertips, coaxing a calmness that washes over you. With each plate, each glass, and each piece of silverware, there is a connection, a sense of purpose. In this act of care, of nurturing, of cleaning, with the first side of the sink now clear, you pause, allowing the stillness in the kitchen to envelop you. Outside, the distant laughter of children has softened, and the world seems to breathe with you. Feel the gentle warmth of the sun on your arms, wrapping you like a tender embrace. Cherish this moment of solitude, a sanctuary amidst the ebb and flow of daily life. You find yourself moving to the other side of the sink, where a pot sits nestled, stubbornly soiled from a hearty meal. As you soak it in warm water, you feel the weight of the pot, the stories it holds, the many meals cooked with love. With each scrub, you reflect on the journey of this pot, how it has borne witness to laughter and tears, to gatherings and quiet meals, 2 moments that shaped you and your loved ones. And as you work, the metaphor of cleaning arises. Like the pot, there are moments in your life that need attention, that need the gentleness of mindful presence. There may be matters that seem heavy, emotions that cling like the remnants of a meal. Yet here, in the suds and the flowing water, there is a reminder that every moment, everything can be renewed, can be cleansed. The gentle clatter of dishes being carefully placed into the drying rack fills the air. Each sound, a small whisper of satisfaction, a quiet affirmation of completion. Take note of the beauty in each step, the joy in the small victories of every washed dish. Each one bringing you further into the present, with the last cup rinsed and the last dish set aside. Step back for a moment and observe the sink gleaming and clear, a reflection of your effort, of mindfulness intertwined with everyday tasks. The room is now brighter, the air infused with the fragrance of cleanliness. As you stand there, take one last deep breath, feeling gratitude for this little sanctuary, for this ritual of care, both for the dishes and for yourself. Each task you undertake holds the potential for presence, for observation. In these moments, there lies a profound understanding that life is made up of these simple gestures, these everyday duties that often go unnoticed. In washing dishes, we wash away distractions, finding ourselves in the here and now. Like the flowing water, we can find tranquility in the rhythm of our lives. We may leave the kitchen, but the calm remains an echo of stillness that accompanies us beyond this moment. Take this stillness with you, and remember, it is always within reach, just waiting to be uncovered in the simplest of tasks. As you settle into this moment, allow your breath to arrive gently, just as a soft breeze awakens the leaves of a morning tree. Feel the ground beneath you, the steady support of the earth cradling your body. Inhale deeply, filling your lungs with the present, and exhale slowly, releasing the remnants of the past and unwinding the tightness of the future. Here, in this space, time can unfold like a delicate petal. There is nothing you need to do right now except exist in this moment, fully alive, fully aware. It begins in a quiet kitchen, the sun sneaking through the slats in the window, casting golden stripes across the floor. The air holds a certain warmth, hinting at the bread rising in the corner, the steam that will soon drift and curl as water begins to boil. Here, the world seems to pause, inviting you to step into its serene embrace. And it is here where our story unfurls as you find yourself at the sink, a familiar sanctuary of everyday life. The dishes are gathered around you, a mismatched collection of plates, bowls, and glasses, each holding the echoes of meals shared, laughter exchanged, love expressed. You reach for the first plate, cool and slightly damp against your fingers, noticing its intricate design. With each bowl, you bring an awareness of the moments it has served. A simple breakfast, a late-night snack, the clattering of forks and spoons as you fill the basin with warm water. Sound of rushing liquid fills the air, a soothing melody that draws you into its rhythm. It is as if the water carries the stories of those moments past. You dip your hands into the warm embrace, feeling a rush of warmth envelop your skin. The sensation travels like a gentle wave, cascading up your wrists and inviting you to let go of tension. With the first dish, you apply the soap, creating a soft, bubbly lather. The scent of lemon fills the space, fresh and invigorating, grounding you further in the here and now. As you begin to scrub, you notice the friction between the sponge and the plate, a gentle resistance that takes your thoughts further away from the noise of the world outside. Each stroke becomes a meditation, a dance between you and the remnants of the past meals. The water swirls around you, catching glimmers of sunlight, and you can hear the quiet pop of bubbles breaking free, as if they too are releasing their stories into the air. The sensation of foam against your fingers creates a childlike delight, and you find yourself smiling with a natural ease. With each piece you wash, you release more of the day's busyness, letting go of the to-do lists and the lingering worries that cling like shadows. One glass slips from your fingers as you rinse it. The sound of shattering echoes through the kitchen. For a moment, your heart leaps, a flutter of surprise stirring within you. But then, there is awareness, a moment to breathe. You allow your breath to steady again, noticing how the sound has passed, and with it, the initial jolt of fear. Learn in this instant that broken things can be part of the journey. Sometimes they tell us to slow down, to be gentle with ourselves and with the world. You pause, gathering the shards of glass, contemplating their sharpness and potential for harm. Creating space, you place them softly aside. It is an acknowledgement of the impermanence of objects, just as life flows in ebbs and flows. Your heart opens a little wider with this realization, envisioning the way other pieces in your life may also feel jagged at times, competing with the smooth surfaces of your expectations. The rhythm of washing resumes, and each plate glistens anew, a sparkling testimony of care. In the continuity of the task, you find yourself more focused, a gentle breeze of stillness wrapping around you. The world outside the window remains busy, but in this corner, time softens. The steady hands of a clock seem to give way to a slow, sweet melody of being done as you scrub and rinse. A thought surfaces, shy and gentle. These dishes are akin to our emotions, sometimes clattering, sometimes fragile. They hold the residue of our experiences. You wash them with intention. They are both ends and beginnings in themselves. You notice how the splay of water splashes lightly against your arms. It's a series of tiny droplets catching the light, dancing upon your skin. Each droplet is a reminder that life can be both fluid and messiah, beautiful chaos that deserves tender handling. Those moments of patience in the world you create with soap and water are reflected back at you like the fleck of sunlight glinting through the glass dot. As the last dish is placed on the drying rack, the warm air of the kitchen wraps around you, inviting you to take a moment in stillness. You lean against the sink, breathing in deeply, savoring the essence of connection to the present. Each moment, though simple, pulses with gentle clarity. The light dances across the knuckling surfaces, sparking a light inside you. You step back and observe not just the dishes, but the very act itself. You have transformed the ordinary into the extraordinary through your presence. There is beauty in the mundane, grace in routine, and a space for peace in each heartbeat that echoes the rhythm of your life. And so, as you stand in this kitchen, take a moment to reflect on what you have cultivated today. With each breath you take, allow yourself to carry this sense of presence into the hours that follow. The quiet beauty of washing dishes has revealed the simple truth: each moment holds within it the potential for beauty, wholeness, and peace. Let the whisper of water guide you back, time and again, to the stillness that is always available within you, no matter where you may find yourself. In the quiet of the early morning, there is a stillness that blankets the world. As the first light begins to stretch across the horizon, take a moment to settle into your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest, a gentle wave guiding you deeper into presence. Notice the soft sound of the wind caressing the trees outside your window, inviting you to join in harmony with the world around you. Allow the weight of the day to dissolve, if only for a moment, as you arrive here, in this space of now, where you can simply be. One morning, the sun unveiled its golden rays, pouring warmth delicately over the earth, and Lucy found herself seated in her kitchen, a realm filled with the comforting scent of freshly brewed coffee, the ceramic mug warm in her hands. Cradled to small moments of gratitude as she sipped slowly, feeling the rich taste awaken her senses. Steam curled upward, a soft breath rising to mingle with the quiet of the morning. As Lucy sat there, a gentle rain of sound began to trickle in. The patter of raindrops against the window was soothing, rhythmic, a natural song of the day beginning anew. Each drop a reminder that life unfurls, much like the weather, unpredictable, yet profoundly beautiful. She closed her eyes for a moment, allowing the chorus of nature to wash over her in this peaceful cocoon. Lucy started to realize that she needed to wash the dishes from the night before. They sat in the sink like remnants of a fleeting evening, a quiet testament to connection shared over food and laughter. Instead of dismissing this chore as a burden, she stood from her chair, stretching her arms above her head, feeling the gentle pull on her muscles, a simple reminder of the body's ability to move. As she approached the sink, she turned the water on, observing the cool stream cascading from the faucet, the tiny droplets dancing into the basin below. She felt the sensation of the cool water on her skin as she adjusted the temperature. Finding the balance a metaphor for life, she thought. She added a few drops of fragrant soap. With a sponge in her hand, she began to embrace the delicate art of washing. Its first plate, so familiar, glided against the foam, and she surrendered her mind to the task. The sound of the sponge against ceramic was a gentle rhythm, a heartbeat echoing through her awareness. She could feel the warmth of the water, its soothing embrace wrapping around her fingers, a momentary respite from the outside world. As she continued to wash, her mind drifted gently, observing thoughts that floated like leaves on a stream, some fluttering like petals caught in the breeze, others heavy and still. Instead of engaging with them, she let her focus return to the sensation of the task at hand, the warm water, the scent of soap, even the tiny bubbles forming and popping each moment, a world unto itself. As she rinsed each dish, she felt a connection with the present, with each plate, each cup transformed by her hands. Clarity of the water washing away the remnants of yesterday reminded her of the power of renewal. She savored the sensation of the warm dish against her palm, the weight of it grounding her in the here and now. The act of creation through cleaning was a quiet dance, ebbing and flowing like the tides of the vast ocean of everyday life. With each piece that came clean, she noticed her breath synchronizing with the dance of the sponge, in and out, a continuous thread connecting her to the rhythm of life around her. The clatter of utensils resonated softly, punctuating the air with moments of pause, a reminder to breathe into the stillness, to be at peace within the rhythm of doing. When she finished the last dish, she stood for a moment, hands dripping gently into the sink, and surveyed the clean array of porcelain and glass before her. In their clarity, she saw not just the absence of dirt, but the presence of intention, a deliberate choice to engage with her surroundings, to appreciate the small things that often go unnoticed. The kitchen felt transformed, sunlight spilling through the window and illuminating dust particles that danced like tiny stars in the air. This moment expanded, inviting her to breathe in deeply, to let the simple act of cleaning become a canvas upon which she could paint her awareness. As she dried her hands with a soft towel, Lucy's heart swelled with a gentle joy. She realized how often her mind raced ahead, caught in the currents of worry or busyness, distracting her from the beauty of the ordinary. Now, in this moment of stillness, she understood that every task, no matter how menial, held the potential for presents a doorway to reconnect with herself and the world. After setting the towel down, she turned back to the window, watching the rain's delicate descent, the way it kissed the earth, awakening each blade of grass. Rickety, but resilient, the flowers outside bowed to the rhythm of the wind, swaying in a choreography that was entirely unique to this morning. Life, she felt in her core, was much like the rain. Sometimes gentle, at times torrential, but always arriving following a cycle that pushed the landscapes to bloom again. She smiled, savoring the hint of freedom that came from her act of washing. The way it mirrored the release of her expectations and the acceptance of her surroundings. With a heart that now felt light, Lucy stepped outside, the cool air brushing against her skin. She embraced the rain softly falling, every droplet a gentle reminder to stay present, to remain open to the gentle wisdom of life unfolding as the world continued to turn. Wrapped in the embrace of stillness, she realized deeply that this ordinary day, marked by simple tasks and quiet moments, was a sacred invitation to the richness of existence. Standing there, the rain whispering against her skin, Lucy allowed a sense of warmth to spread through her, a gentle understanding that presence lives in every breath, in every mundane moment. In the simplicity of washing dishes and opening to the rain, she found clarity amidst the chaos. The world continued its dance, and so did she, one mindful step at a time, where every moment held the potential for peace. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath, allowing your chest to rise and fall with the gentle embrace of the air. Feel the way your body connects with the ground beneath you, the soft support of the earth cradling you with each inhalation. Notice the subtle scents that drift past, the whispers of the world enveloping you. And as you exhale, let go of tension, of thoughts, of the rush that often pulls us away from the present. Allow yourself to be here, right now, in this space of stillness where everything begins and ends, like the turning of a page in a sunlit kitchen. Filled with the soft sounds of morning, there stood a single dish waiting patiently in the sink. A humble porcelain plate, its once vibrant blues faded to whispers of color. This plate had seen meals shared over laughter, quiet evenings, and moments of solitude. Today, it sat amidst a gathering of sudsy water, glimmers of warmth reflecting off the basin's silver edges. As you approach, the soft thud of your feet against the cool tile creates an intimate rhythm, almost a heartbeat of the home. You roll up your sleeves, feeling the fabric slide against your skin, a gentle reminder of your presence. You dip your hands into the warm water, feeling its comforting embrace wrap around your fingers, inviting you to immerse yourself fully in this task. The sound of water gently sloshing around the dish creates a melody. It's a soft symphony that drowns out the rush of the outside world. You pick up a sponge, its texture familiar yet ever so slightly rough against your skin. You watch as the bubbles rise, floating like tiny thoughts that drift effortlessly towards the surface. Your focus shifting entirely to this very moment. Begin to scrub, slowly, purposefully, each stroke a deliberate act of kindness, an offering to the plate that has nourished so many. The scent of dish soap fills the air, a reminder of cleansing, of renewal. As you scrub away the remnants of yesterday's meal, notice how the plate transforms beneath your touch. The suds cascade down the sides, catching the light, refracting into a spectrum of joy. Every movement is a meditation. The rhythmic swirl of the sponge becomes a mantra, here, now. With each press of your fingers, each soft glide of the sponge, old memories cling momentarily before releasing themselves into the water. You breathe in and out, mirroring the gentle ebb and flow of your hands. Thoughts may arise, a fleeting worry, a lingering task, but like passing clouds in a vast sky, they are temporary. Acknowledge them with a gentle nod, then return your attention to the task at hand. Feel the warmth of the sudsy water, the way it envelops your hands like a lover's embrace, as the plate emerges, clean and shining. Allow yourself a moment to simply behold it, to recognize the beauty in this small transformation. You rinse it under crisp, clear water, watching droplets bead and cascade, much like pearls escaping a broken necklace. Each droplet a moment of existence, fleeting yet precious. Setting the plate aside to dry in its designated spot on the dish rack, you take a step back. The kitchen is still alive, with airy sounds of chirping of birds outside, the distant hum of a car passing by, the gentle click of the timer in the background. You recognize the symphony of life occurring around you, each sound weaving into the fabric of your own breath. You glance out the window, where the world continues its dance of motion. The tree branches sway gracefully in the breeze, their leaves shimmering like tiny dancers in a sunlit theater. You notice how the light shifts, casting playful shadows on the floor, each one a reminder of the beauty present in each moment you inhabit. As you turn away from the window and re-enter your kitchen sanctuary, you feel a shift of quiet stillness that resonates within. The act of washing the dishes has become a vessel of calm. It has connected you not only to the plate, but to the many layers of life, the intertwining connections of family, the nourishment of moments shared and those yet to be. You pause here, allowing yourself to savor the tranquility that lingers. Your heart beats in rhythm with the soft echo of the water and the light dancing across your surroundings. As you take a deep, nourishing breath, you feel the air fill your lungs, exploring every inch of your being. This moment is complete, and yet it is just one of many in the tapestry of a day, a week, a lifetime, as you prepare to move on, washing, drying, and putting away the rest of the dishes ahead. A sense of presence envelops your being. You recognize that it is not just the chores that matter, but the state of awareness you bring into them, the understanding that each task, no matter how mundane, can invite stillness, if only you allow it. With the last dish in its place and the kitchen now a canvas of order, take a moment to step back and appreciate the work of your hands. Feel the warmth that rises within you, a gentle reminder that in the simplest of actions lies profound peace. As you turn away, carry this serenity with you, knowing that the present moment, wherever you find yourself, waits your attention, ready to reveal the beauty of just being. In the quiet moments between the breaths of existence, let us pause, just for a heartbeat. 8. Lower your shoulders. Feel the weight of the day retreating like shadows at dusk. Notice the rhythm of your breath rising softly, like waves caressing the shore, ebbing with a gentle sigh. There is nowhere to go, nothing to hold on to, just this very moment, cradled in your awareness. Let your thoughts drift like clouds across a vast sky, observing them without judgment, and allow the space between them to become a sanctuary of stillness as the early morning sun stretches its golden fingers across the kitchen table. The air fills with a sweet sense of possibility. The day is still fresh, and the world outside emerges with tentative sounds, the chirping of birds in the trees, the whisper of leaves dancing in the gentle breeze. A kettle hums softly on the stove, a promise of warmth that invites an unhurried reflection in the serene symphony of a morning. A woman lets call her Mia moves gently through her kitchen. Each step is intentional, grounded in the solidity of the floor beneath her feet, connecting her with the present moment. She pauses, noticing the texture of the wooden countertops, cool and smooth against her fingertips. With a deep breath, she reaches for the dish soap, a clear bottle glistening on the counter in the morning light. As she unscrews the cap, a soft scent of citrus fills the air, tangy and invigorating. Mia pours a small amount into her waiting sink, watching the liquid swirl like liquid sunlight as it cascades into the water. The sound is soft an orchestra of movement, bubbling and swirling, washing away remnants of previous meals, and with them, building a sense of clarity. One by one, she gathers the dishes from the drying rack, each one a testament to moments shared. A chipped mug from a rainy afternoon spent with laughter, a plate marked with the memory of last night's feast. They are not just items destined to be cleaned. They are vessels holding echoes of life lived fully. As she begins to wash the first dish, the warm water envelops her hands, softening her skin like an embrace. The rhythmic motion of scrubbing becomes a meditation. Mia immerses herself in the feeling of the sponge against the ceramic, the slight resistance, the way it glides under her touch, releasing tiny bubbles that dance joyfully around her fingers. Each scrub, each rinse, becomes a moment filled with significance, a microcosm of her existence. The dishes, in their simplicity, invite her to engage fully with the present. The soap suds rise and fall like gentle hills, and she notices how they glimmer in the light like tiny stars, perhaps reminding her of the universe contained within the ordinary. The sound of water splashing softly against porcelain becomes a small symphony of now, a performative act of mindfulness that anchors her deeper into awareness. Time feels spacious in this rhythm. The past dissolves, the future rests gently on hold. Mia's thoughts wander, as thoughts do. They float in and out like a gentle breeze, but she recognizes them without judgment. A twinge of worry lingers about a meeting later in the day, but as she scrubs the next plate, she allows that thought to come and go, letting her awareness return to the sensation of water cascading down her hands. It is a subtle dance of letting go. With each dish, the act transforms, becoming a dialogue between her and the sensations of the moment. It is about the warmth of the sun on her back, the scent of soap lingering in the air. It's the way the world gradually awakens outside. Through the window, the garden calls to her. Its birds chirp in vibrant celebration of the day. And yet, here she is, rooted in the flow of the moment, discovering solace in simplicity. The final plate is cleaned, rinsed under a cascade of warm water. As she sets it aside, she catches the reflection of herself in the bubbles that still linger in the sink. In that moment, she recognizes something vital. The beauty of being present is not merely in the act of washing dishes, but in the way it allows her to connect with her life fully and completely. Mia takes a step back, placing her hands on the counter, allowing the warm steam to rise slowly around her. She feels the fullness of this moment in her chest, a profound gratitude for the mundane, the ordinary. Closing her eyes, she breathes deeply, feeling the air sweep in, filling her with life, before blossoming back out with a soft sigh. The kitchen, washed by sunlight and saturated with the fragrance of citrus soap, feels like home, whole, and perfect, even amidst chaos. She opens her eyes to the world again, and it feels different, as if the colors have deepened, the sounds enriched an ethereal blend of peace and presence. Each dish, each moment, echoes gently within her, a reminder that life unfolds in these simple acts. They weave the fabric of her existence, fragile yet strong, a thread connecting her to the rhythm of all that is. As Mia moves to wipe the counter, she carries with her an insight, a whisper of clarity. The present moment is where life truly exists, a canvas awaiting the brushstrokes of our awareness. In the simple act of washing dishes, she has discovered a way to embrace the world not just as it is, but as a sanctuary of mindful presence. And with each exploration of the everyday, we too can find the extraordinary in the ordinary, grounding ourselves in the beautiful ebb and flow of existence, feeling whole in our interconnectedness. In this moment, invite yourself to settle. Find a comfortable place in your seat and allow your breath to flow gently, like the rise and fall of ocean waves. Feel the air as it enters your body, cool and refreshing, and embrace the warmth as it exits. Let your thoughts come and go, like clouds drifting lazily across a clear blue sky, observing them without attachment. Here, in the sanctuary of now, You are a witness to life's gentle unfolding. It was an ordinary afternoon, sun hanging in the sky like a golden medallion, casting soft rays through the kitchen window. The house was quiet, save for the subtle symphony of nature, outside birds chirping, leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. In the distant hum of life threading through the neighborhood, you found yourself standing at the sink, the familiar vessel of daily routine before you. With a deep breath, you turned on the faucet, and the water poured forth, glistening in the sunlight. Each drop, a tiny crystal, caught the light and danced as they fell, sending ripples of clarity through the sink below. As the water flowed, it held a purity that seemed to echo your desire for calmness in this bustling world. You reached for a dish. Its ceramic surface, cool and smooth against your palm, carried the remnants of yesterday's meal, perhaps a hint of tomato sauce clinging stubbornly to its edge. With gentle determination, you began to scrub away the traces, the sponge gliding across the surface, leaving a trail of foam that bubbled and swayed like a tiny wave on endless shores. In that simple act, you found a rhythm, a gentle dance between the sponge and the dish. The sound of scrubbing was soft, almost meditative, a quiet mantra in the stillness. As the suds formed and began to dissipate, you became aware of the fragrance of the dish soap, its light, citrusy scent wafting through the air, awakening memories of sunlit mornings spent in laughter and warmth. As you rinsed the dish, the water cascaded over it, washing away not just the remnants of food, but the little burdens of the moment. Each droplet fell away, and with them, you let go of thoughts that spiraled in your mind, considerations of tasks yet undone, and worries of what tomorrow may bring. Here, in this present, you could simply be. You shifted your attention to the steam emanating from the water, rising gently and swirling in the golden light. It reminded you of dreams, fragile and elusive, yet powerful enough to stir your heart. You allowed your gaze to follow the twists and turns of the steam, and in doing so, you felt anchored to the ground, connected to all that existed in the universe, the mundane and the miraculous alike. Moments turned into minutes. You continued with grace, the dishes becoming a collection of reflections on your day. A bright blue plate, painted with intricate patterns, told stories of family, dinners, and laughter shared. A humble glass, worn smooth by years of use, echoed moments of quiet contemplation, of sipping tea alone while the world rushed past, as you immersed yourself in the warmth of the water and the delicate choreography of washing. You began to notice the sensations of the experience more deeply. The warmth from the sink wrapped around your arms, lulling you into a state of serene awareness. The coolness of the air brushed lightly against your skin, a soft reminder of the balance between hot and cold, between doing and being. Your thoughts, once frenetic, began to settle, finding a gentle cadence in the rhythm of your breath and inhale and exhale. You let the sensation of the sponge become your anchor, the way it made contact with the dishes, reminding you of the many ways we touch the lives of others. It was a gift, this simplicity, the act of serving, nurturing, and creating space. With each new dish, you found yourself smiling softly, recognizing the beauty in routine, the grace in the ordinary. A single cup, embellished with delicate flowers, prompted a memory of an old friend. Laughter came flooding back as you recalled shared moments of joy and vulnerability. Each friend like a dish in its own right, unique, valuable, worthy of care. Knock on the door broke into your reverie, grounding you back to the here and now. You glanced out the window, noticing the light beginning to shift, painting the world in soft, amber hues. Still, the water ran endlessly, a stream of possibility, the current of life that continued on regardless of the changes around it. You reached the last dish, an inviting bowl, hand-painted and sturdy. As you watched it, you could feel the weight of its history, the labor of love that had crafted it. How many meals had it cradled? How many gatherings had it witnessed. The thought threaded through your heart, a deep appreciation for all the moments, big and small, that filled your life like the water that filled your sink as the final bubbles drifted away. You rinsed the bowl, watching the water cleanse it, sparkles dancing in the air. In this moment of completion, there was a stillness that enveloped you. You placed the bowl on the drying rack, each item standing like a testament to your day, to your journey, to your presence in this world. You turned off the faucet and took a step back, taking a moment to observe your surroundings. The kitchen was transformed by your quiet labor. It was now a space of possibility, a realm of peace. The dishes gleamed like little stories waiting to be told. Here, this space, you understood something. Deeper life is not just in the grand moments of achievement, but in the gentle pauses, in the simple rituals of care, in the drumming heartbeats of the present. As you stood in the tranquil glow of the kitchen, take a moment to breathe fully. In this stillness, remember the lessons of the water, its fluidity, its capacity to cleanse, and its gift of nourishing life. Carry this awareness with you, letting it seep into your heart and mind, a gentle reminder that each moment is an invitation to immerse in the present, to engage with the ordinary, and to embrace the dance of life unfolding around you. In this dance, may you find peace. As you settle into this moment, gently invite your breath to find its natural rhythm. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the cool air that dances past your nostrils, the warmth that fills your lungs. Each inhale, a quiet embrace of the present. Each exhale, a soft release of all that has come before. Allow your shoulders to soften as you let go of tension. Here, in this sanctuary of time, everything else can fade into the background, leaving just you in this moment, vast, spacious, and rich with the possibility. Imagine it's one of those tranquil autumn afternoons where the sunlight filters through, the golden leaves casting playful shadows upon the ground. You find yourself outside in the backyard of a small, cherished home. The air smells of earth, alive with the echoes of summer fading into the promise of winter. It is a visit to your grandmother, a familiar refuge filled with laughter and stories, where every creak of the floorboards sings of love and history. As you step onto the porch, take a moment to feel the solid wood beneath your feet, each step steady and grounding. You can hear the soft rustle of leaves whispering secrets to each other, the distant song of a lone bird celebrating the end of a season. The world is enveloped in the kind of stillness that feels both profound and tender. Your grandmother is in the kitchen, a space infused with warmth and the aroma of baking bread. You can almost taste the joy in the air. As the door swings open, she smiles at you, her eyes crinkling with delight that cradles you like a soft shawl. You are drawn in by her presence, a treasure, and you know that this is a sacred space for both of you. You join her in the kitchen, where she is kneading the DOA rhythmic dance of her hands. Flour dust dances in the sunlight, each swirl catching the light as if it were a constellation of its own. You offer to help, and she nods, guiding you with gentle wisdom. The dough feels alive in your hands, each fold, each push, a meditation on presence. You listen as the sound of kneading fills the space, a soft squelch interspersed with a sigh of contentment as you both lose yourselves in the task as your hands work the dough. Just how time slows. The sensation of the warm, elastic dough beneath your palms invites you deeper into the present moment, urging thoughts to dissolve into the background. Each press, a commitment to the now. Each time you fold, a reminder of the beauty and transformation. Together, you talk about ordinary things, the weather, the garden's progress, a new recipe she'd like to try. But within this small talk lies an ocean of connection, ripples of understanding that binds you closer. You can hear the gentle patter of the wind against the window, a soft, persistent reminder of the world beyond. Yet here, In the cozy bubble of the kitchen, time seems to pause. When the dough is finally ready, you hold it aloft like an offering. Your grandmother's eyes sparkle, her approval a warm blanket around your shoulders. She carefully shapes it into a loaf, her fingers working with the grace that only years can hone, illustrating the art of simplicity. You watch, transfixed, as she moves with a purpose that transcends the mundane, changing the dough into something nourishing and sacred. The oven hums as you place the loaf inside, store closing with a gentle thud, marking a threshold between the raw and the baked, the potential and the realized. The kitchen fills with a comforting scent of bread as you sit together, a pot of tea brewing nearby. You can hear the soft bubbling of water as it reaches a gentle boil, a soothing undercurrent to your conversation. In these quiet moments, you consider how often life rushes by, each moment loaded with expectations or distractions. But here, with the light filtering through the leaves, you recognize that time can also expand, stretching languidly like a cat bathing in the sun. You breathe deeply, feeling grateful for this embrace of presence, the stillness imbued in these ordinary tasks. Then, in the distance, a child's laughter drifts into the kitchen, light and carefree. It is a reminder of the joy that dances just outside the walls of this moment. Reminder that life, in all its complexities, also contains the simple delight of being. You share a knowing glance with your grandmother, both of you aware that this kitchen holds myriad stories, joys, spaces for connection, each a thread in the intricate tapestry of your lives. As the bread bakes, you move to the window, leaning against the cool glass. Outside, the leaves continue their chaotic descent, swirling playfully before settling softly onto the earth. You hear the sound of crunching footsteps on the path, a neighbor passing by, their presence a gentle reminder of community. The world is always moving, yet here, in this moment, you are enveloped in the warmth of the familiar. The gentle heartbeat of your grandmother's home, wrapping around you like a safe cocoon. The tea kettle whistles, a sharp yet inviting sound that pulls you back into the kitchen, the scent of baking bread beckoning you closer. The anticipation of the loaf rising, the flavors blending, fills your senses. Your grandmother pours the tea, her hand steady despite the passage of time, while you reflect on how each sip holds the warmth of the day, each drop a testament to the beauty of patience and presence. You share stories over tea, the simple act of laughing together, of reminiscing, deepening your connection. You are both lost in the fabric of shared memories, each one a reminder of love and lessons learned in the gentle flow of life. Your heart swells with gratitude, realizing that these moments slow and unhurried are the very essence of living. As the timer finally dings, your grandmother stands, her weathered hands moving with ease as she retrieves the bread from the oven. The golden crust crackling softly as it cools on the rack. The warmth radiates throughout the kitchen, igniting the atmosphere with a blissful comfort. You savor the moment, feeling a profound respect for the process of creation, how something as simple as flour, water, and time could transform into nourishment for the body and spirit. You know that soon the loaf will be shared, each slice an offering of warmth and love. You take a moment to inhale the rich aroma that envelops you, letting it fill your senses. This is the richness of life, the act of creating, sharing, and simply being. Every moment is a celebration, each breath a reminder that you are here, alive, woven into the very fabric of time and connection. As the afternoon beckons toward early evening, with a golden sun dipping low in the sky, you carry the warmth of the kitchen and the love of your grandmother with you. In this dance of daily rituals, you have discovered a sanctuary of profound appreciation for the beauty of stillness. Amidst the fleeting moments of life, the quiet symphony of autumn plays on, the leaves swirling in their slow descent, reminding you that the essence of life can be found in the rhythm of simplicity, in the gentle embrace of presence, and in the unmistakable warmth of shared love. In a world that often pulls us in countless directions, closing your eyes for a moment and listening can feel like returning home. Take a deep breath, letting the air fill your lungs, feeling the coolness as it passes through you like a gentle river. Feel the rise of your chest, the expansion of your being, and then, as you slowly exhale, release any tension held within. Imagine each breath is a wave, lapping softly at the shore of your awareness, inviting you to be fully present, right here, right now. Allow yourself to settle into the warmth of this moment, where time slows and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. They were just dishes piled in a sink like a forgotten mountain, yet there was an invitation in their mere presence. She approached them after a long day, ready to engage in this simple act of cleaning. The kitchen, sunlit and warm, held the scent of remnants from the earlier meal, a hint of rosemary, a whisper of garlic, and the comforting heaviness of love infused in every flavor. As she turned on the faucet, water began to flow, its sound a gentle symphony, a cascading promise of renewal. She placed her hands beneath the stream, feeling its cool touch wash over her skin. The sensation was grounding, pushing her worries aside like fallen leaves in a soft breeze. In this moment, she was aware of the water pooling in her palms, glistening, droplets balancing on her fingertips, suspended in time. She took a breath, allowing herself to soften, to melt into the rhythm of the moment. As she reached for the first dish plate, still holding the remnants of a joyful dinner, she felt its weight, its texture, the edges smooth and familiar, as if welcoming her home. She closed her eyes for a heartbeat, remembering laughter shared around this very table. With intention and a gentle touch, she submerged the plate in the soapy water. The bubbles danced like tiny stars, reflecting light and creating a miniature universe within the sink. Each swipe of the cloth against the ceramic was an echo of presence, a silent promise to honor this everyday ritual. Suds built up and splashed, tiny bubbles escaping and floating away, as if each one carried a piece of her day with its frustrations, hopes, moments of fear, all dissolving into the warm water. What remained was a sense of simplicity, clarity, like the clean surface of the newly washed plate, reflecting the light, reflecting her. The soft clink of glass as she lifted a drinking glass from the water brought her back to the moment, resonating like a bell, calling her attention. Today, the glass was more than just glass. It was the vessel of connection, the means through which friends had sipped laughter and conversations. It was fragile, yet strong, much like the bonds she nurtured in her life. As she scrubbed and rinsed each item, she found herself drifting into a meditative space, the world outside fading into a distant murmur. There was no rushing, no agenda demanding her attention, just the present and its simple tasks. As she turned to the pot, grimy and stubborn, she realized this was just like life. Some experiences stick to you, seem difficult to scrub away, but with patience, they too can become clean. She poured a little more detergent into the pot and watched as the bubbles formed, expanding and eventually spilling over the edge. There was beauty in their transience, a softness that invited her to let go. Just like thoughts that arise in her mind, the worry about a friend, the uncertainty of tomorrow, bubbles, too, are fleeting. She felt a wave of understanding wash over her. Nothing clings forever unless we hold tightly to it. The steam from the hot water curled up toward her face, warming her skin and swirling like a gentle embrace. Inhaling deeply, she took in the sweet scent of dish soap, mingling with the lingering fragrance of the afternoon meal. Time dripped slowly as she moved from dish to dish, her heart sinking with the rhythm of the water, each stroke of the cloth reverberating softly within her. Her thoughts, once chaotic, began to settle, like leaves falling gently, one by one, onto the surface of a still pond, With every action, she surrendered deeper into the moment, each dish an opportunity to practice presence. She noticed how her shoulders eased from their tightness. How her breathing became fluid, mirroring the flow of water, washing away the past. It's like a gentle tide caressing the shore. With one final sip of mindfulness, she placed the last dish on the drying rack, watching as the water droplets clung to its surface, sparkling. The transformation was complete. A simple task, yet so layered with intention and discovery. As the warm sunlight filtered through the window, illuminating the drying dishes, she felt a sense of satisfaction blossom within her. Nothing in the universe had sought her approval. For this moment simply existed as it was, each item now dry. She took a step back and let herself be enveloped in the warmth of her surroundings. In the stillness that lingered like a gentle reminder, silence wrapped around her like a soft blanket. In the quiet aftermath of the simple act of washing dishes, she discovered something profound, a gentle awareness that every moment, when fully embraced, is a chance to be present. With each breath, in every drop of water, she realized that in letting go, in dissolving judgments and expectations, life flows as it is meant to. Just as water finds its way through every obstacle, so too does the heart find peace within the stream of being. In stillness, surrounded by the quiet echo of her thoughts, she felt whole, nourished by the simplicity of the now. In this moment, let us pause. Breathe deeply, feeling the air move in and out of your body, a gentle tide ebbing and flowing. As you settle into your breath, allow the world around you to soften, like a watercolor painting, dissolving into rich, flowing hues. Here, we invite you to be fully present, to witness not just a story that unfolds, but the very act of being alive, aware. Imagine this moment as a quiet sanctuary, a space to immerse yourself in sensations, thoughts, and feelings as they arise. Like leaves drifting upon a still pond, it was a rainy afternoon when Clara found herself gazing out the window, the rhythmic patter of rain against the glass creating a soothing symphony. The world outside blurred into shades of gray and verdant greens, the colors melted under the gentle caress of the rain. Inside, however, warmth enveloped her both from the promise of tea brewing nearby and the soft, flickering light of the kitchen lamp. As the kettle began to hum, Clara's gaze fell upon the kitchen sink, filled with a mountain of dishes from a lively breakfast. She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the day and its 2 dolls pressing against her. Yet, watching the droplets chase each other down the window panes, something began to stir within her, a whisper of acceptance for the moments ahead. With a soft sigh, she stepped closer to the sink, rolling up her sleeves to reveal arms warmed by the humid air of the room. She turned on the faucet, allowing the water to flow over her hands, a cool cascade that felt alive and refreshing. She noted the way the water danced, pure and unhindered, as it pooled at the bottom of the sink. In that initial contact, a sensation rippled through her fingertips, an awareness blooming in her chest, inviting her deeper into the present. Clara picked up the first plate, surface still bearing the faint traces of breakfaster's smear of butter and the residue of jam. She cradled it in her hands, contemplating the ordinary object that held so much unfelt history. As she dipped it into the warm, soapy water, bubbles swirled and spun, bright and iridescent, as if each one contained a tiny universe of possibility. She watched them rise and burst, ephemeral little worlds fading into the air. As her hands moved with intention, she began to notice the sensations of the task at hand, the warmth of the water enveloping her fingers, the slight resistance of the food sticking to the plate, yielding to her scrub, and the slick, smooth surface transforming under her caress. With each motion, she exchanged hurried thoughts for simple awareness of movement, a sound, a feeling. The dish soap sent forth a fragrant hint of citrus, mingling with the smell of damp earth wafting through the open window, creating a tapestry of scents that cradled her mind. Each plate revealed its own story. The chipped edges spoke of years, of family meals, laughter echoing over morning coffee, late-night chats, and shared moments. Clara remembered the friends who gathered around this very table, the warmth echoing in her heart like a soft melody. The stories intertwined with the water, washing away layers of busyness and the need to rush. In this moment, she was simply Clara, a woman who found joy in the rhythm of her hands. With each turn of the sponge, she entered a serene dance with the present. The clinks of silverware punctuated the stillness, a gentle reminder of life's continuity. Each clink was a heartbeat, grounded, insistent, inviting her deeper into the now. She let thoughts swirl into the background of conversation, not yet finished, the unmade bed. Here and now, she existed to wash the dishes, to explore the textures and sensations of each item. Time seemed to stretch around her. What had felt like an encumbrance transformed into a gentle space of being. There was no rush, no urgency. Rain fell softly outside, the sound a constant friend to her mindful engagement. The dishwater turned cool, and she reached for the sprayer, its cold streams reviving her focus with each gentle splash. She paused, allowing the turning of things to lead her deeper into her exploration. There was no destination, only this rich experience of life unfolding. Clara lifted a bowl, its lingering remnants of cereal remnants like whispers of mornings past. As her fingers traced its curves, she found the delicate dance of wonder and gratitude arising within her being. She realized how often she hastened past these moments, this rich, nourishing reality. She let herself be here, fully, in the ebb and flow of washing this bowl, allowing the sensations to wash over her more deeply. As the minutes drifted on, Clara began to feel the groundswell of connection with herself and the world. The rain continued its serenade. The dishes emerged from their soapy depths, gleaming, alive with possibility. She traced the edges of a cup, the thin porcelain cool against her thumb, key, and closed her eyes, remembering the warmth it had cradled, the comfort of tea shared over stories. It's now a part of her spirit. In the corner of her mind, a stray thought fluttered like a leaf caught in a breeze. Thought about tomorrow, the to-do list waiting. Instead of engaging with it, Clara consciously chose to let it float away, mere clouds passing in the expansive sky of her awareness. She opened her eyes, bringing herself back to the whirl and sway of the present moment, refreshing and exhilarating. Final dish found its place on the drying rack, a cascade of bubbles trickling down its glimmering surface. Clara paused, taking a moment to appreciate the completed cycle of this small act. She felt an overwhelming sense of calm wrapping around her like a familiar blanket, warmth settling into her bones. The kitchen now held an aura of stillness, the world outside still humming with rain. With one last glance at the dishes, she turned off the water, its gentle sound a final note of a song just played. Clara stepped back, allowing herself a moment of gratitude. She realized this act of dishwashing had become a portal, a doorway through which she had stepped into the heart of the moment. With it came the understanding, the recognition that within each simple task lies profound meaning. The essence of life itself, explored in the most ordinary of circumstances. As she left the kitchen, Clara carried a quietude within, a soft reminder that moments can be transformative, even in their simplicity. With each breath, she felt the space around and within her, the resonant whisper of water reminding her of the beauty in presence. Outside, the rain continued to fall, each droplet a testament to the unfolding of life, an invitation to flow with it, always returning to the stillness waiting within. And so, with each step she took, she held this knowing, the memory of water softly dancing through her here, now, always. in the quiet embrace of early morning. As the sun begins to stretch its golden fingers across the horizon, there exists a stillness that invites us to pause. The world, wrapped in a light haze, breathes softly, and within that gentle rhythm, we can find our own heartbeat. Let us take a moment together, inviting our breath to flow naturally, inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Feel each breath cradle you as the day unfurls its canvas of possibilities. Allow your mind to settle, to drift gently like a leaf upon a still pond. Here, in this space, let us journey into the simplicity of an everyday moment, filled with the beauty of presence. Imagine yourself in a cozy kitchen, the kind where the light filters through the window, gently warming the space with a soft glow. The air is crisp, infused with the faint scent of coffee brewing in the background. Mingling with the soft whispers of yesterday's meals, you stand before the sink, the smooth porcelain cool against your fingertips, and water begins to flow. A soothing symphony of sound as the water cascades. Listen closely to the melody. It creates a soft trickling that serenades the silence. Each droplet dances playfully, splashing against the stainless steel of the sink, echoing in the intimacy of this familiar space. You reach for a dish, its surface still glistening with remnants of a late-night gathering. The warmth of the dish cradles in your hands, and you take a moment to acknowledge its presence, the shape, the color, the slight imperfections that tell the story of its use with a gentle determination. You lift the dish and immerse it in the running water. Suddenly, you notice the sensation of coolness against your skin, the tiny droplets that kissed your forearms as they leap joyfully from the sink. It's refreshing, a contrast to the warmth of the kitchen air. You allow yourself to feel the texture of the dish as you apply a bit of soap. It bubbles and froths, creating a fragrant cloud of clean. Each stroke of the sponge is deliberate, a reminder of mindfulness. There is nowhere else to be but in this moment, here with the dish, here with the water, here with your breath as you wash. The outside world begins to fade, the chaos of life beyond the kitchen walls becoming a distant. You hear the distant chirps of birds outside, a reminder of nature awakening, each note a call to presence. It's a simple sound, yet profound, a gentle nudge to engage fully with the here and now. Take a breath in, feel your abdomen rise, and, as you breathe out, let go of yesterday's weight, relinquishing everything not essential to this task at hand. You realize how easy it is to become lost in thought, your mind skimming the surface of past regrets or future worries. But you breathe into that realization, allowing the awareness of thought to drift like clouds across a vast blue sky. They pass, and you return your focus to the warmth of the dish, the soothing rhythm of the water, the tender caress of the sudsy sponge as you rinse the dish under the cool flow. Notice how the soap bubbles dance away, shimmering and glistening, as they swirl together, each one a tiny universe that bursts with life and possibility. This fleeting moment of beauty is a reminder. All things arise and pass, just like the bubbles, just like the thoughts that come and go in your mind. Okay, let them be just as they are. With each completed dish, reflection stirs within you, born from the simplicity of the task. Each movement is an opportunity to practice gratitude for the meal shared, for the laughter that echoed throughout the evening, for the connection created with loved ones. You begin to notice how something as mundane as washing dishes transforms into an act of love, an offering that honors all that nourishes you as you move to the next dish. You can feel the warm water swirling around your hands, and within it, a sense of ease begins to settle within you. Lift the next dish, noticing its unique form. Perhaps it's a whimsical shape that sparks a smile, or perhaps it bears a simple elegance that reminds you of quieter moments. This too is a part of your experience, a thread woven into the fabric of your life. You continue this rhythm, decisive yet gentle, rocking in time with the sounds that envelop you. It is meditative, therapeutic even, this communion between you, the water, and the dish. There's nothing else crying for your attention, no demands from the world beyond. In this sacred kitchen space, time expands, and the mind quiets as the final dish slips into place, pristine and ready to dry. You take a moment to enjoy the view of your tiny haven. The sunlight dances upon the surface of the sink, illuminating the water droplets, a mosaic of shimmering lights, delicate and transient. They remind you that each moment is like this, beautiful yet fleeting, deserving of your full awareness. You wipe your hands dry on a soft towel, and as you do, feel the fabric against your skin, the texture, the warmth, the gentle absorbency. Notice how these small moments, when woven together, present a tapestry of presence, echoing the gentle pulse of your heartbeat. With every breath, you anchor yourself further into this sense of connection and gratitude. As you step back, observing the neat array of cleaned dishes, there is a quiet joy that envelops you. This peaceful feeling settles in your chest, an understated reminder that presence often lies in the simplest of tasks, those that invite you to experience the whole of life, right here and right now. And so you stand in this moment of stillness, reflecting that life isn't always about grand gestures or monumental moments. Sometimes it is in the tender simplicity of washing dishes that we find ourselves fully alive in the richness of the present, where peace resides. Let this be a gentle reminder. In all the hustle and bustle, in each task that awaits us, we can choose to engage mindfully, crafting each action with the beauty of presence. Breathe deeply and carry the serenity with you into the day ahead. In this moment, as you settle in, let your breath flow gently in and out, like a breeze whispering through the trees. Feel the weight of your body as it reaches for the surface beneath you, grounding you in the here and now. Close your eyes, if you wish, and invite a soft presence into your heart and openness to whatever unfolds. Perhaps let a few gentle thoughts drift by, like clouds in a vast sky, each one unique but transient, each breath a cycle, a quiet reminder of your aliveness. Imagine, if you will, a quiet kitchen, bathed in the golden light of late afternoon. The sun spills through the window, creating patches of warmth across the cool tiled floor. Each golden ray seems to dance, inviting you to join in its rhythm. You stand at the sink, and before you lies a collection of dishes, each one a vessel, a story, a moment shared over a meal, filled with laughter and connection. You turn on the tap, and the sound of water splashing fills your ears, a soothing melody, a reminder of the flow of life. The water starts cool, then warms up, enveloping your hands in a gentle embrace. You can feel the soft pulses of heat against your skin, and as you place your hands under the stream, you allow your thoughts to drift away with the water, out of sight. As the dishes begin to fill the sink, you pick up the first plate, a sturdy, round surface glazed in deep azure. Its coolness radiates against your fingers, a contrast to the warm water cascading around it. You notice the small nicks and scratches upon its surface, a testament to times shared, meals savored, voices lifted in mirth. Each imperfection tells a story, each mark holds a memory. You squirt a dollop of dish soap onto the plate, watching as it forms small bubbles that rise and float like tiny islands of possibility. There is beauty in the mundane here in this moment. You are not simply washing plates. You are nurturing remembrance. You touch the sponge to the dish, feeling its textured surface against the smooth porcelain. Each movement, deliberate and gentle, swirling the sponge in concentrated attention. You create elegant circles, as if painting a canvas of cleansing. Each stroke a caress. In this quiet sanctuary, the outside world fades away. The hiss of distant traffic and the calls of children playing in the street become mere whispers against the backdrop of your focus. The warmth of the water seeps into your hands, grounding you further. A reminder of life's little pleasures. You rinse the plate under the stream of water, the bubbles escaping, twisting, and curling, dancing away into freedom. The flowing water transforms what once was a busy plate into a clean slate. You catch a glimpse of your reflection in the surface, the light shimmering, and for a heartbeat, you see the essence of yourself simply here, simply present. You reach for the next dish, a beloved mugga, deep crimson hue, its handle shaped like a gentle embrace. You remember the mornings spent cradling it, the warmth seeping into your palms, the first sip of coffee igniting thoughts. Intentional in your actions, you scrub away the remnants of yesterday's brew. With every stroke, you invite gratitude into your awareness. So here you are, a simple act of washing dishes unfolding like poetry. Each plate, each cup, becoming a tender expression of mindfulness. You notice the fragrances of the soap, fresh and clean, mingling with the scent of boned, sun-warmed dishes. They arise from the past, yet breathe life into your present, a gentle reminder that within the ordinary lies the extraordinary. As you rinse the mug, droplets shimmer like jewels, reflecting light and possibility. You hold it up for a moment, watching as the water cascades down to the sink a small waterfall, a moment of grace. You are here in this tiny kitchen universe, a world unfurling with each careful action, a sacred space where time stretches and bends. The rhythm of scrubbing lulls your mind, the repetitiveness soothing, almost meditative. You can feel the tension in your shoulders begin to release as the heat of the water soothes not just your hands, but the weariness woven within your spirit. This simple act transforms into an open dialogue between your thoughts and the present. Momenta, reminder that existence is indeed exquisite in its ebb and flow. And now, yet another utensil, the humble fork. Each tine holds its own story, a dance through fresh vegetables and savory grains. You scrub and notice how the water reflects back the light of the kitchen, the bubbles gather at the bottom of the sink, a community of likeness amidst the rush of water. Its motion an invitation to be, to breathe, to recognize the beauty in being here. Now, the fork glows as you rinse it clean. It's a promise, capped a tool for connection, for nourishment. You reach for the next dish, a large bowl that cradled a garden of ingredients. Remembering the laughter around the table, friends gathered, hands reaching for shared bites and stories told. This is the essence of mindfulness, the return to presence, the embrace of now. All else fades, and all that remains is your connection to this moment, to this act. The sounds of water bubbling, the slight resistance of soap against your fingertips, the warm air wrapping around you. It all forms a tapestry of now. You finished the last plate, setting it aside, feeling the weight of the sponge in your hand. Its purpose fulfilled, you rinse away the last of the suds, and, as the water quiets, the world outside begins to seep back in. A bird chirps, a car rumbling down the street, yet you remain anchored in the sanctuary you have created. Gently, you wipe your hands on a soft towel, the fabric absorbing the warmth. You look around, taking in the glistening surfaces, a small offering of care that reflects back to you the act of love you poured into the process. In this dance of dishwashing, you've discovered a pathway back to yourself, to the simple, profound realization that each moment is a choice to engage, to be present. As you take a breath, allow that awareness to settle into your heart, an echo of stillness amidst a world often chaotic. You've washed not just the dishes, but a layer of unease, inviting clarity and calm. And as you make your way back into the world, carry this quiet, steadfast presence with you. For in the stillness of now lies a sanctuary, always available, waiting to guide you home. In the swirling dance of life's demands, a still place exists just beneath the surface, waiting for you to arrive. Imagine yourself standing on the edge of a quiet lake at dawn, the world still wrapped in the embrace of sleep. The least sound is the gentle rustling of leaves, whispering the promise of the day ahead. Allow yourself to be here, to settle into this moment. With each breath, draw in the calm of this space, letting it fill your lungs, and with each exhale, release the burdens you carry. Open your heart and mind to the poetry of everyday experience, for within it lies a profound wisdom, a sanctuary of stillness. It was a Saturday morning, the sun filtering through the kitchen window, casting soft patterns on the tiled floor. Clara stood at the sink, surrounded by the gentle hum of her home. The dishes awaited her, a simple pile of porcelain and glass, remnants of breakfast shared with her family. She filled the basin with warm, soapy water, watching the bubbles expand and rise, dancing lightly against one another as she plunged her hands into the sudsy depths. The water enveloped her fingers, a soothing embrace that invited her to slow down and breathe. Each dish was an invitation, a moment to fully engage with her surroundings. She reached for a plate, its cool surface smooth against her palm. The scent of dish soap filled the air, fragrant and clean. She felt the weight of the plate, a gentle reminder of the nourishment it had held. Laughter echoing through her kitchen just a few hours prior. The sound of the water splashing against the sides of the sink filled her ears like a soft melody weaving through the stillness. Clara allowed herself to become fully absorbed in the act of washing, scrubbing gently the texture of the sponge, creating a rhythmic dance against the plate. With each stroke, she discovered the simple pleasure of being here in this moment, free from the clamor of the outside world. Bubble by bubble, she considered the stories each dish held. Here was the bowl where her son's favorite cereal lay, a vessel for bright mornings filled with excitement. Here, the coffee mug that cradled the warmth of shared conversations and dreams, hope spilling out like the steam wafting into the air. Every item brought forth memories as vivid as the colors of the dawn, filling her mind with gratitude for these small yet magnificent moments. As she rinsed the first plate, the water swirled around it like a gentle caress, washing away the remnants of breakfast as easily as it washed away the thoughts of past worries. What remained was a clean slate, the soft glow of the plate shining bright, reflecting the joy of the present. Clara noticed how the sunlight caught the edges of the dish, glinting like tiny stars, reminder of beauty hidden in the mundane. With each dish that claimed her attention, time began to dissolve. The world outside faded, each moment stretching out, rich and layered like the colors of an artist's palette. She became aware of the sensations around her, the rise and fall of her breath, the warmth of the sun on her neck, the subtle sounds of birds chirping just beyond her window, harmonizing with the gentle lapping of water at the sink. A pan caught her eye next, its surface slightly tarnished from use, a testament to many meals cooked in love and laughter. As she applied the sponge, a thought surfaced. How often do I rush through this familiar routine? A moment of awareness blossomed within her. She chose to be present, to embrace the familiarity of the task as if it were new. Instead of allowing impatience to creep in, she surrendered to the rhythm of the wash, allowing each soapy stroke to ground her in the now, the familiar strains of life's busy schedule. The endless list of to-dos fluttered at the edges of her consciousness, but she chose to let them remain there. They could wait. Here, in this solitary dance with the dishes, she found freedom. It was as if the sponge and water held transformative magic, unfolding a tapestry of calm and reflection. Clara closed her eyes momentarily, savoring the textures and aromas, the combination of warmth and coolness, the sound of water flowing freely against porcelain. She opened her eyes to the inviting chaos of her kitchen's small toys dotting the floor. The lingering smell of pancakes, a sunbeam illuminating a dust particle swirling in the light. Each detail suddenly felt significant, woven into the fabric of her life, with the last dish sparkling before her. She rinsed it under the flowing water, serving every droplet clinging to the surface before cascading off, returning to the cycle of the world. As her hands dried the last plate with a soft cloth, she was aware of how her heart felt lighter, brighter. In this simple act, she had gathered moments of stillness, transforming the mundane into the extraordinary. Clara finished drying her hands and glanced around her now immaculate kitchen, a tender smile touching her lips. She noticed how the room seemed to radiate warmth and love, the remains of breakfast now forgotten, yet cherished in the heart. The morning sun streamed brightly, illuminating the simple beauty of her surroundings. In the quiet aftermath of her morning ritual, Clara stood amidst the echoes of her experience, cradling the stillness she had cultivated. She understood now that within the weave of everyday life, a sanctuary exists, not in the avoidance of tasks, but in the embrace of them each moment, a chance to return to presence, to unearth the beauty hidden in the ordinary. With a heart full and a spirit lightened, she took a breath, grounded in the rhythm of her life, ready to meet the day with open arms and a gentle heart. In the quiet stillness of a late afternoon, the sun's golden light spills softly through the curtains. Take a moment to pause. Breathe in deeply, feeling the cool air fill your lungs, and let it out slowly, allowing any tensions to drift away with each exhale. Imagine the day's hurried moments slowly sinking into the background, like leaves floating gently down a tranquil stream. Allow yourself to settle into the present, each heartbeat, each breath anchoring you in this very moment. Here, within the embrace of stillness, we invite ourselves to accompany a simple task, one that whispers profound truths if we choose to listen. The kitchen was aglow with the warm light of late afternoon, casting gentle shadows on the tiled floor. Emily stood before a sink filled with the remnants of a simple lunch, the dishes piled high like an unspoken to-do list. And yet, as she gazed at the glistening plates and colorful bowls, a soft smile emerged, tinged with gratitude for the meal. Shared with the water running, she watched as the clear stream danced and sparkled, reflecting tiny rainbows as it cascaded into the basin. The sound of water was both soothing and rhythmic, a gentle reminder of nature's constants that continued on, unaffected by the rush of the day. Each droplet was a note in the symphony of the presenta, cadence of simplicity that invited her to step fully into this moment. She rolled up her sleeves and placed her hands into the warm water, feeling its enveloping embrace. It wrapped around her limbs like a loving hug, coaxing her to acknowledge the sensations of the here and now. The temperature was just right, warmed by the sun that had poured its light into the space. It's a reminder of all the warmth and joy life can encompass. As she took the first plate, she noticed the texture beneath her fingers' smooth surface, memory-laden from laughter and conversations shared over meals past. With each swipe of the sponge, there was an opportunity to clear away not just the remnants of food, but the remnants of the day. Each scrub became a gentle release of thoughts, of worries for tomorrow. She rinsed the plate, observing the water pooling, then cascading away, a tiny whirlpool, ebbing and flowing in the sink. For a moment, she lost herself in the sight of it, the way the water spiraled and faded, taking with it the remnants of her rushing mind. They cycle away, leaving behind clarity. Then came the sound, the quiet splash of the water as she dropped a plate into the rack, the gentle clink of the ceramic, the soft murmurs of the sponge gliding across the surface, all blended into a tapestry of sound that filled the silence. Each note intermingled with the quiet hum of her thoughts, a delicate interplay of sound and sensation in which Emily found an unrushed presence. She continued this sacred ritual of washing a dance of hands in water. Each item became a new opportunity for connection. A vibrant red bowl, gifted by her mother, reminded her of the family gatherings that had once filled the house with warmth and laughter. The worn, chipped mug she cradled in her hands bore witness to countless mornings of solitude, sips of coffee fueling her dreams. As she washed, she began to notice her mind wandering, a usual occurrence that she gently countered with an anchor of awareness. The swirl of thoughts, plans, regrets, to-do lists dissipated as she brought her focus back to the warmth of the water gliding over her skin. The aroma of the soap, subtly floral and calming. She reminded herself that it was okay for thoughts to drift in and out like clouds passing in the sky, observed without judgment, allowed to be dot with each rinsed dish. There was a sense of release. The simple act of caring for these objects became a metaphor for her own life. The way the dishes shifted through grime, gradually restoring their shine, echoed the way we sometimes find ourselves cloaked in distractions, anxieties, and the residue of the day. As she took a deep breath, imagining the air filling her chest and then flowing out, she embraced the notion that moments of clarity could arise from the mundane if only she chose to linger in them. Emily turned towards the window as she washed. The last item, a small knife, its blade reflecting back the light of the setting sun. The world outside unfolded before her. The golden leaves on trees dancing in the soft breeze, the laughter of children playing in the distance. A profound stillness enveloped her as she felt a deep connection to the world beyond her kitchen, reminder of life's rhythm, continuous and steadfast. She paused and allowed herself to simply be, to watch, to breathe, to listen. The awareness of the moment wrapped around her like a soft blanket, warm and protective. Here she was, in the thick of her everyday life, immersed in the miracle of being present. The water continued to flow, gurgling as it moved toward the drain, leaving the sink an oasis of cleanliness and calm. And as she took that final breath, she realized that this moment of routine had transformed into something sacred. The act of washing dishes had unfolded into a meditation on presence, interconnectedness, and the beauty of embracing the ordinary. As Emily dried her hands on a soft, well-worn towel, she understood that even the simplest of acts can lead to deeper insights, a reflection of life's ebb and flow. It's a reminder to savor each moment as it comes. The dishes now clean, the kitchen filled with the embrace of evening light. She felt grounded and at peace, a fleeting connection that would carry her gently through the rest of her day. Each ordinary moment holds the potential for mindfulness, waiting patiently for us to notice and appreciate its quiet beauty, just as water bids us to pay attention to its gentle ripple. Close your eyes for a moment, taking a deep, soothing breath. Feel the air fill your lungs, cool and refreshing, as if a gentle breeze is carrying the scent of earth and sky. This is your moment, right here, right now. The world around you, with its bustling demands and endless distractions, fades into the background. Allow yourself to settle into your body, to feel the weight of it on the ground, solid, unyielding, yet utterly supportive. Let each breath guide you further into stillness, as if with every exhale, you are releasing a little more of what does not serve you. Keep breathing. The present moment is a precious gift, waiting patiently to be unwrapped. In a cozy home, sunlight filtered softly through the kitchen window, illuminating the gentle curves of a porcelain sink. The air held a hint of lavender from the essential oil diffuser that quietly hummed in the corner, infusing the space with warmth and calm. Anna stood before the sink, the water running clear and cool over a pile of dishes, a vibrant mosaic of colors from plates, cups, and utensils, each one holding a story of meals shared and laughter echoing across the table. The rhythmic sound of water cascading filled the room, a soothing symphony that danced with the thoughts whirling in Anna's mind. She could feel the softness of the dishcloth in her hands as she lifted the first plate, its surface still warm from the dishes that had come before. She let the moment stretch, pausing to observe the subtle play of light on its glossy finish. There was beauty here, an invitation to be fully present. As she began to wash, bubbles formed like tiny galaxies, each one suspended in its translucent sphere, reflecting light and color. With each circular movement of her hand, she felt the warmth of the water envelop her fingers, a gentle reminder that all was well. The soap, lemon-scented and fresh, released a fragrance that mingled with the air, grounding her further into the simplicity of the task in the quiet of the kitchen. The world outside continued its relentless pace, but Anna was anchored. Thoughts flitted in and out like the foam collecting at the edge of the sink, reminders of to-do lists, obligations, and worries. Yet she allowed them to pass without clinging, like leaves drifting on a stream, each one a part of the flow, yet none able to disrupt the totality of her experience. As she rinsed the plate, the water cascaded down like gentle rain, tiny droplets dancing in the light before slipping back into the depths of the sink. She could feel the cleansing sensation against her fingertips, and in that moment, time expanded, each second stretched into a soft embrace. Anna focused her awareness on the warmth of the water against her skin and the way the sensation mingled with the rhythm of her breath. She noticed how the act of washing dishes transformed from a task to a meditation. The weight of the plate shifted in her hands. The coolness of the metal silverware contrasted against the warmth of the ceramics. Each item came alive in her grasp, a testament to the love that filled her home, the nourishing meals shared with family and friends. It was an act of care for both the dishes and for herself. A soft sound broke the stillness, her child's laughter. Light and bright floated from the other room. Anna smiled at the sound, its joy filling her chest. She allowed herself to picture the child, carefree and vibrant, a small whirlwind of energy and delight. The laughter was an echo of their shared moments, a reminder that within the mundane, extraordinary experiences unfurled every single day. As she paused, allowing her heart to swell with gratitude for the laughter, for the love, and for the simple act in which she was engaged, the water in the sink. Now, a shimmering pool of reflections awaited the next dish, the sacramental bowl, deep and robust, a vessel that held countless meals. As it touched the water, it felt heavy with memories of gatherings, of connection, of nourishment shared. She cradled it, feeling its weight. It's the coolness of the ceramic grounding her further. In this slow motion, Anna noticed her own breath, a natural rhythm that accompanied the gentle swell of thoughts, reflections, and sensations. Every inhale invited clarity, a rush of calm, while each exhale released tension, flowing away like the water swirling down the drain. She became aware of the subtle shifts in her body, the way her shoulders softened, the way her heart quieted, and opened, welcoming stillness. As Anna moved through the simple flow of the task, she began to realize that it was not just the act of cleaning, but a way of honoring her experiences, her life, and the moments that shaped her. The dishes became vessels communicating gratitude, each scrubbing and rinsing a prayer of acknowledgement for the nourishment of body and spirit. Without urgency or judgment, she continued, allowing the water to steer her thoughts toward the moment's lessons. The routine act of washing dishes was now presenting itself as a reminder to embrace life with intention, to cherish the silence, the laughter, the food shared, and the connection that we often overlook in the rush of living. As Anna completed the last plate, a serene smile graced her lips. The rhythmic sound of water had quieted, and she felt a radiance within her warmth that extended beyond the confines of the kitchen. In this space, she found her pulse aligning with the gentle ebb and flow of life itself, reassuring heartbeat. Constant, yet ever-changing. She reached for the dish towel, its fabric soft against her palm. The act of drying each dish felt like an intimate ritual now, a way to cultivate care, a way to signal the end of an activity that had become more than just chores. The warmth of the clean dishes meant something. Each item she placed neatly on the rack was no longer a mundane task, but an offering, a promise to embrace the next moments that were unfurling with the last item safely tucked away. Anna took a moment to survey the kitchen. The surfaces gleamed softly in the afternoon light, reflecting her effort, her intention, her presence. The kitchen, alive with warmth and care, felt like a sanctuary, a living testament to love and attention. She took a final deep breath, soaking in the scents mingling around her, the lingering aromas of lavender, citrus, and the memory of connection. Standing in the kitchen, Anna now carried with her a quiet sense of peace. She understood that the simplicity of washing dishes had unfolded infinite layers of experience, paving the way for awareness and gratitude. In the unassuming act of cleaning, she had touched the essence of her own being. As the world continued to swirl around her, she knew she could return to this essence at any moment reachable through the breath, the sound, the water's embrace. She stepped away from the sink, nourished and renewed, ready to embrace the next moment as it came, fully present in the unfolding of life. Imagine yourself in a quiet room where time gently unfolds like the petals of a blooming flower. The air is soft with the scent of fresh earth, and outside, the rain begins to tap its gentle rhythm on the window pane. As you settle into this moment, be here now. Breathe in slowly, feeling the air fill your lungs, and breathe out, releasing the tension of the world. Let your thoughts drift by like clouds in a vast sky, noticing them without judgment. In this space, all is welcome. Allow yourself to be held by the present as we step softly into the story of a rainy afternoon on a day draped in gray. Sam stood near the window, mesmerized by the delicate dance of raindrops sliding down the glass. The world outside was an ever-shifting landscape where colors deepened with each drop. Green trees glistened with jewels of water, and the pavement shimmered like a polished stone. With a soft sigh, he turned away from the window and decided to tend to the small, simple task awaiting him, washing the dishes in the kitchen. The rhythm of the world outside faded into a gentle murmur, subdued yet persistent. Sam filled the sink with warm water, watching as it billowed and twirled like soft clouds gathering above. The aroma of soap rose to greet him, a familiar scent invoking memories of simpler times, his grandmother's kitchen, filled with love, laughter, and unhurried moments. As he reached for the first plate, he noticed its coolness against his fingertips, stark contrast to the warmth of the water. He placed it gently in the sink, the soft splash breaking the quietude of the room. The sound echoed around him, a little note in the symphony of this rainy afternoon. He began to scrub, each movement deliberate, allowing his mind to settle like the dust after a storm. As the sponge glided over the surface of the plate, bubbles swirled around, catching the light, transforming the mundane into something magical, if only momentarily. He focused on the sensations, the texture of the dish beneath the sponge, the warmth of the water enveloping his hands, the gentle sound of washing reverberating against the porcelain. Each dish was not merely an object to be cleaned, but a part of his world, a vessel that held meals shared, stories told, laughter exchanged. There was gratitude brewing within him, soft and sweet, like tea steeping in a quiet cup. With each plate he washed, Kay breathed in between the movements, filling himself with the scent of soap and the fresh rain-kissed air filtering through the open window. The rain now fell in a steady rhythm, a soothing cadence that mingled with the sound of water sloshing in the sink. It was as if nature itself was accompanying him, inviting him to dance. To embrace the simplicity of this ritual, Sam turned to the next item, a bowl its edges round and inviting. As he held it in his hands, he reflected on the many times it had cradled food to nourish his body, a vessel for sustenance and care. As he watched it, he thought of how often life was filled with routine. And yet, in that routine, there was beauty waiting to be discovered. The gentle pressure of the sponge against the bowl created a serene rhythm, laying him into a mindful trance, lost in the tranquility of this moment. He found his thoughts drifting like those rain-soaked clouds. They billowed in and out of focus, some heavier, some lighter. He acknowledged them without attachment, understanding that they were simply passing by. Thoughts of past worries and future plans peeked in at the edges, but he let them float away like leaves on a river, allowing himself to return to the sensations of the present, the warmth of the sun-drenched water, the mist rising from the surface, and a gentle patter of rain against the glass. As he continued to watch each dish, he found a rhythm in his movements. The world outside became a distant murmur, and inside, the kitchen transformed into a sanctuary of stillness. He could hear the chime of raindrops, the distant rumble of thunder, each a reminder of the tempest outside. Yet, within him, there was a sense of calm and awareness that this moment, this simple act, was enough. Rich with presence and purpose, finishing the last of the dishes, he turned the tap off and allowed the water to drain away, watching as it spiraled into the sink, disappearing, like thoughts, into the vastness of his mind. He wiped his hands on a dish towel, feeling the fabric's texture, soft, warm, grounding. In that instant, he felt the weight of relief wash over him, an unspoken acknowledgement that he had found joy in this everyday ritual. The world beyond. The window was still pouring rain, but inside, it found brightness as he stood quietly, watching the last drops fall against the glass. He turned his gaze to the small, potted plant on the windowsill, vibrant green life, thriving against the gray backdrop. He smiled, recognizing the symbiosis between the rain and the plant. One nourished the other, and in turn, the cycle continued. There was a lesson in this, that the storms, too, could be beautiful and nurturing if only one took the time to pause and embrace them with newfound awareness. Sam carried the warmth of the moment within him. As he turned to leave the kitchen, he felt a gentle shift, a deep-seated understanding that every moment holds within it a world of possibility, rich with meaning and purpose. The rain continued to fall, a silent symphony echoing through the air, but now he moved with a quiet sense of peace, feeling the drops caress on his skin as he stepped outside, knowing that just like the dishes he had washed, every experience was an invitation to be present, to savor, and to appreciate the beauty in the unfolding of life. As you settle into this moment, take a breath, a deep, gentle inhalation that fills your lungs, and a slow, mindful exhalation that releases the weight of the day. Allow yourself to feel the chair beneath you, the ground beneath your feet, and the air that wraps around you, a tender reminder of your presence in this world. So picture each breath as a wave, rising and falling. A soft reminder to let go of any thoughts that tug at you, like leaves caught in a gentle current. Here, in this space, there is nothing to do but be. Let your awareness float softly, like a feather on the breeze, inviting you into the unfolding story of an ordinary day, transformed into the extraordinary dot in a sun-dappled kitchen, where light trickles through the window like honey. A gentle rhythm begins to emerge. The morning begins its slow stretch, waking the world from its slumber. Outside, a chorus of birds announces the day, their melodies sliding through the open window and mingling with the soft sound of water running in the sink. You stand before the sink, surrounded by the warm scents of brewed coffee and the unmistakable traces of the last night's meal. The dishes sit in the basin, a small mountain of porcelain and glass, each one carrying its story within the remnants of last night's supper. As you dip your hands into the cool water, the sensations tingle along your fingertips, awakening you to this very moment. You pick up the first dish, its surface slick and smooth beneath your touch. There's a subtle weight to it, a reminder of the sustenance it held, and you breathe in deeply, inhaling the scent of soap and the faint residue of pasta sauce. As the soapy water envelops the dish, you watch the bubbles form and rise, each one a tiny world of its own, shimmering with reflections that dance in the sunlight filtering through the window. In the quiet stillness, you find a companion in this act of washing your breath, your thoughts, and the steady flow of water. With each deliberate movement, you scrub the plate with a gentle cloth, your hand gliding over its surface, breaking the remnants of yesterday. You notice the texture, the smoothness, and how it feels in response to your care. It becomes a meditation. Each circular stroke serves as a reminder of all the meals shared, laughter around the table, and conversations exchanged. You offer a small gratitude for these moments, allowing them to wash over you like the water that cleanses the plate. Time bends, and as you rinse the dish, the water cascades off in a silvery stream, a sparkling curtain that dances in the light, making your heart swell with a quiet joy. The sound of the running water is soothing, a soft symphony echoing in the stillness of the kitchen. As you gradually leave behind the clutter of thoughts and worries, the water carries away not just the remnants of food, but the heaviness of the mind. Each drop a release, a momentary letting go. As you continue this rhythmic cleansing, your thoughts drift like clouds across a vast sky, soft and unstructured. Perhaps you think about the people who will sit at the table again, the stories yet to be told, or the simple beauty of sharing sustenance. Or perhaps you allow your mind to wander to the texture of the sponge in your hand, the little rhythm of your breath as it syncs with a task, the warm patch of sunlight on your shoulder, unhurried and nurturing. A moment arrives when you find yourself pausing, the plate in hand, water dripping softly. It feels like a breath held in anticipation. In that quiet pause, you open to the spaciousness within yourself, where thoughts of past and future dissolve. Here, you simply are no judgments, no expectations, just you, the soap, the sponge, the water, and the sun, illuminating this intimate dance of being. You reach for another dish, an intricate bowl adorned with flowers, worn yet beautiful, its surface marking the days past. You trace your fingertip along its edge and allow the memories to flood in the family gathering. A quiet evening alone, savoring soup, a gift from a dear friend. The warmth of connection wraps around you, infusing the mundane task with a sacredness that transcends the moment. In the act of scrubbing, you notice the echoes of gratitude within you, expanding, tender, and sweet. Each dish becomes a vessel of remembrance, a sanctuary of experiences that shape your life. Now, the sounds of the kitchen, the soft splashes, the gentle clink of dishes, the birds singing outdoors, merge into a gentle lullaby that envelops you in its embrace as you move through the motions. A subtle clarity begins to emerge. You see how the rhythm of life is reflected in this simple act of care. How in every moment lies the potential for presence, for connection. Sometimes it is the minutiae that allows us to peel back the layers of distraction, revealing the essence of ourselves in the process. The last dish awaits, a simple cup, waiting for your tender touch. As you scrub, the day's intention settles gently upon your heart, a silent promise to stay rooted in the present moment, to find beauty in the ordinary, and to hold compassion for yourself as you navigate the storms around you. Even the most mundane of tasks can become a portal to grace. If only you allow yourself to fully engage with them. You lift a cup, feeling its warmth from the water, its presence solid and reassuring. With a final rinse, you watch the water stream off, glistening like liquid mercury. It slips away, as thoughts often do, but you remain grounded, enjoying the sensation of your heart steady, your mind quieting as the last soap bubbles burst, releasing your to-do list of worries back into the air. As you step back, you take a moment to absorb the scene before you. The dishes gleam in the soft light, and the mundane clutter has transformed into a testament of care and love. You allow yourself to breathe, experiencing a sense of accomplishment. Not in a pseudo sense, but in the way that you have shown up for this moment, fully and completely. You place your hands on the counter, feeling the coolness of the surface, savoring the sensations that ground you back to where you are. The simple act of washing dishes has morphed into a profound reminder of presence and connection, of life flowing in and around you. Now, as you take a final breath, slowly letting it all go, notice how you carry this stillness within you, a gentle anchor to the busyness of the world. Remember that the quiet beauty of the everyday, like the glistening dishes before you, holds endless potential for reflection and mindfulness. In each moment lies an invitation to begin again, a chance to immerse yourself fully in the dance of life, in the art of just being. Allow the rhythm of your heart to lead you, always returning to the simple wonder of presence. Imagine for a moment that you are standing by a gently flowing stream, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and the whisper of leaves dancing in the breeze. Allow yourself to find a comfortable position, feeling the ground beneath you, solid and unwavering. With each breath, invite a soft rhythm to emerge from within. The rise and fall of your chest, as gentle as the water's caress on the stones. Inhale deeply, letting the air fill your lungs, and as you exhale, let go of anything that weighs on your heart. Just for now, you have stepped into this momentous sanctuary of stillness in a world that often rushes by. The afternoon sun spills golden light through the window, casting playful patterns on the kitchen floor. There you are, standing at the sink, the familiar shape of the dish soap bottle resting within your reach. The rhythm of your breath begins to synchronize with a gentle splashing of water. You turn the faucet, and the sound of rushing water fills your ears, a soothing embrace of sound, reminiscent of a distant waterfall as you immerse your hands into the warmth. The sensation of water gliding over your skin brings an unexpected peace. Each dish is a vessel, echoing stories of meals shared and laughter that lingers in the corners of the room. You reach for a plate, its cool, ceramic surface contrasting with the warmth of your hands. Slowly, deliberately, you begin to scrub, watching as the sudsy water envelops the surface, the foamy bubbles dancing with each gentle stroke. With every movement, bring your attention to the present moment. Feel the texture of the plate slip beneath your fingers, the way the sponge glides effortlessly over its shape, removing remnants of the past. The scent of the dish soap rises, sweet and clean, mingling with the delicate aroma of lingering spices from dinner. In this busy world, here exists a simple joy of communion between you and the dish, your hands and the water as you finish washing the plate. There is a quiet moment of appreciation, a pause that encourages you to notice. A raindrop outside splatters against the window, its gentle cadence joining the melody of your task. The sound, like a heartbeat, reminds you of nature's presence, always changing. You rinse the plate under the cool stream, the water cascading over it like a refreshing shower. Its final cleansing before it finds its place on the drying rack. Next comes a fork, an object often overlooked in its simplicity. Yet here it resonates, with purpose, each prong etched in memory, the gatherings around shared meals that bring smiles to faces. As you scrub away the residue, allow gratitude to unfurl within you. for nourishment and sustenance, for connection in a world swirling with busy schedules. The metal warms under your touch, a reminder that even the ordinary can sparkle with meaning. And then it's the soft clinking sounds of utensils, each gentle clash a harmonious note in the tune of your experience. You pause, taking in the shapes and colors around youth-vitted dishes stacked neatly, waiting in anticipation. This kitchen, this sacred space, pulses with life, and you are at the center, participating in the act of creation, of care. Inhale deeply and allow the warmth of the sun to wash over your shoulders, illuminating your heart. The world outside continues to move at its frantic pace, yet here you are anchored. You notice the busyness of the mind, thoughts flitting like butterflies, fluttering from one worry to another, yet you choose to let them drift. Acknowledge their presence, don't chase them away, but instead behold them with curiosity, like clouds floating across a clear blue sky. The rhythm of your task now embraces you. The gentle rise and fall of your chest as you move from dish to dish, the water, a constant companion. With each rinse, with each scrub, the weight of the day begins to lift. It is as if you're weaving a tapestry of presence, thread by thread, reminding you that each moment is precious. A gift to be unwrapped slowly. You reach for a glass, smooth and fragile, and hold it up to the light. Candy prisms scatter across the kitchen, rainbow droplets dancing on the countertop. A smile flickers across your lips as you consider how this small glass held vibrant drinks full of laughter and clinking cheers during countless gatherings. The stories held within glass walls mirror your own, reflecting both the chaos and the grace of living, of loving, of being. You rinse it gently, your mind quiet, and once it is free of its burdens, you set it aside, allowing it to catch the light, a treasure momentarily freed from its duties. It is in this small act that you find liberation in the surrender to the flow, to the connectedness of all things, both fragile and strong, as you linger in this place. The sun begins its slow descent, casting long shadows that dance across the room. The kitchen, filled with warmth, envelops you a cocoon of gratitude and peace. A moment arises when you recognize that it is not merely the act of washing dishes, but the act of being present to life itself. You are both here and nowhere else, just a soul, embracing the beauty of simplicity. In the stillness, a moment of clarity emerges. With every dish, every spoon, there lies a thread of connection to those who have come before you, those who will come after. Life unfolds as a series of moments strung together like a necklace of pearls. In washing these dishes, you honor each one a meditation on interdependence, on care, on the nourishment that sustains us all. The final plate finds its way into the drying rack as you take a step back. The kitchen is now a quiet sanctuary, the dishes gleaming under the fading light. You take a deep, satisfying breath, allowing the sense of completion to wrap around you like a soft blanket. In this moment of stillness, stillness becomes your guide, a reminder that in the flow of life, amidst the busyness, there is always room for presence, for reflection, for peace. As you stand in the warmth of this moment, breathe into the space of calm that envelops you. Each day is a series of simple acts: washing dishes, greeting the morning sun, sharing a smile. All are invitations to return to the essence of being, reminding you that even in the smallest acts, there dwells a profound stillness. Let this awareness seep into your heart as you carry it forward. Like water flowing gently over stones, a whisper of serenity in the ever-unfolding journey of life. As you settle into a gentle space within yourself, allow your breath to be your anchor. Inhale deeply, feeling the cool air fill your lungs, and exhale slowly, releasing any tension gathered throughout your day. Picture a soft, gray afternoon where the world around you is wrapped in a blanket of mist. And each droplet of rain is a reminder of the quiet beauty that exists in simplicity. In this moment, let your awareness flow like water, soft and flowing, inviting you to be present, to witness without judgment what unfolds around you. On this particular afternoon, the sky wore a steady drizzle, a delicate symphony that had begun to compose itself outside the window. Each droplet danced lightly against the glass, whispering secrets of the clouds they had come from, weaving tales of places stitched together by both memory and imagination. You find yourself nestled within a cozy nook of your home, the familiar scent of lavender wafting through the air, mingling softly with the earthy scent of damp soil. You're preparing to make tea. That ritual, so unremarkable, yet profoundly grounding. The rustle of the tea leaves inside the jar beckons you as you open it to a world of aromas, the bright, floral notes of chamomile offering comfort. The robust, invigorating scent of black tea calling for awakening. As you pour the water, it shimmers and bubbles, letting off a gentle steam that curls upward like a laurel wreath adorned with the blessings of the moment. The sound of boiling water fills your kitchen, a steady rhythm echoing the heart of the day. You can hear the rain playing its own melody. Outside, a rhythmic patter like a gentle applause for nature's unseen play. While waiting for the tea to steep, you find yourself drawn to the window. The view has turned into a watercolor painting, a symphony of grays and greens, blurring the edges of the trees and turning the world into an impressionist dream. Through the glass, you notice how the raindrops race each other down the surface, competing in a silent game, and a smile touches your lips. You breathe deeply, savoring the moment of stillness. The way the world seems to pause, softened under the weight of the rain. You turn back to your kitchen counter, letting the sensations guide you further. The wooden surface, cool and slightly damp from the humidity, welcomes your hands as they begin to move. You reach for the teacup. Its comforting weight fills your palm, drawing your awareness to each exquisite, momentary sip. The warmth spreading through your fingers and into your heart. As the tea glides over your tongue, it combines with the sweetness of honey, a gentle hug for your senses. You notice the warmth as it travels down your throat, the way it collides with the coolness of your breath, dancing together in a quiet harmony. In this simple act of drinking tea, time feels elastic, stretching as you allow yourself to fully immerse in the experience. Cradled in the ambience of the rain-soaked afternoon, now, with your cup held close, you settle into a chair by your window, feeling the sturdy embrace of the wood beneath you, just as the rain embraces the earth. A titleless book lies open on your lap, pages gently turned by the soft breeze filtering through the slightly cracked window. The pages flutter like whispers, weaving an invitation to the stories within. You gaze out again, watching how the raindrops collect and join forces, forming tiny rivers that stream across the glass, unhurried and graceful. You catch a glimpse of a child, clad in bright yellow galoshes, splashing joyfully in puddles that have formed on the cobblestone path. Their laughter, buoyant and pure, fills the air, rising above the rain like a song transcending all worries. With each splash, you sense the innocence of immersion, the unfiltered joy that comes from being wholly present. You remember moments of your own, long ago, when you two laughed freely, completely unaware of the time dancing away. Perhaps it was a summer's day, or maybe a winter's night. But the essence remains mindfulness entwined with joy. That pivotal shift into playfulness. As you continue to sip your tea, a soft thought emerges within you. Just as the child dances unashamedly in puddles, so too are each of us invited to engage with the world around us, to embrace all the nuances past, present, and future without the weight of expectation. Life is a series of moments, each deserving of our undivided attention. You feel the warmth of the cup against your chest, the sensation cradling your heart. You find solace in this simple act, allowing the slow, deliberate rhythm of the rain to guide your breath. Each exhale becomes a soft release, grounding you further into the depths of your experience. Time slowly unfurls, the moments swaying gracefully as if to the rhythm of your heartbeat. The tea begins to cool, the last sips turning more subdued. With every moment, you gaze back out the window, where the clouds still loom, heavy yet peaceful. The rain continues to fall, a reminder of the nurturing embrace of nature. You close your eyes for a moment, taking in the sounds, the gentle drumming on the roof, the soft rustle of leaves bending under the weight of water, the distant sound of thunder whispering promises of renewal. In this moment, everything aligns: your heartbeat, the world outside, your breath. All are interconnected, weaving a tapestry of existence, shared and solitary. You are here, present, witnessing the beauty of it all. As you finish the last sip of tea, the gentle patter of rain lulls you into a state of awareness where time feels suspended. You take a moment to feel gratitude for this mundane yet profound experience: the warmth of tea, the laughter of a child, the soft embrace of the rain. With every thought and every sensation, remember that there is beauty in stillness and peace in presence. You step back from the window, carrying with you not only the essence of this moment, but the invitation to embrace each moment that follows with gentle curiosity and an open heart.